Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. However you happen to be watching and or listening to this, I want to welcome you to the latest episode of the Gaming Circle podcast. Podcast where I thought we didn't have much to talk about, but then I started looking at the news and now I'm like, oh man, I hope we can make it in the 2.5 hours or whatever that we have. Well, we're going to get into it. I am, of course, your host, Mr. K. Asante, Tico Asante on all the places we communicate. And I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the one who's late but always on time, Mr. Everborn Saga. Good morning, sir.
You know what's funny? I sat in front of the computer a half hour ago because I'm designing a website for my brother. And I didn't even realize it was 10 o'clock until I saw your text message at 10:02.
Damn.
And I was like, oh, snap. I was actually early.
It happens to us all. No worries, brother. No worries at all. Salute to all the great individuals who have already pulled up early as you do. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you so much for checking us out on the weekend as you do. This is what we do every weekend. So how about you hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Let some folks know that we are here and we're going to get this thing started. As we do, we're going to talk games. We're going to talk about lots of different things. There's going to be quite the healthy on the real section today, Mr. Everborn Saga. I find that the gaming news, while interesting, gives way to really, really pulpy Hollywood / Marvel, Disney, all that stuff news. So I think we can carve out a healthy section for that this morning as well. Before we get started, though, some housekeeping notes. First and foremost, as I said, thank you guys so much for tuning in as you do. Before we'll get started, I do have to talk about this thing, and I don't know if you know this gentleman, but this came across my feed. I've interacted with this person on many occasions, so it just like I had to talk about it. Have you ever interacted with a gentleman by the name of Psychonauts 8, Mr. Everborn Saga?
I'm sure when I was on Boom Show that we've interacted via the chat. So I know what you're about to say. Very sad stuff.
Yeah, super sad news. Saw this yesterday. Like, it is heartbreaking. The man has passed away. For what reason? So far, it's unclear. As we saw it on the socials, his family has started a GoFundMe. I will put that information in the chat. Basically, a gentleman. Every time I've interacted with him, I actually got a chance to podcast with the man on the Fun Speculation Network. Mav, 3-Bit. All the guys really torn up, as you can see on socials. Like, rightly so. Like, it is just such horrible news. Every time I interacted with the man, it was nothing but pleasant. He seemed like, in all intents and purposes, to be a great individual every time I spoke to him. So, super sad news. Rest in peace to him. Condolences to his family. If you have an opportunity to, check the chat right now for that GoFundMe link, and any bit helps. As you know, it's hard out there these days. So. Yeah, man, I heard that news and it brought me real low, real low. It's super sad. But yeah, one of our own, unfortunately, is no longer with us. So it is what it is. But all right, so I needed to get that sad news from the top out the way. And I hope folks click that link, and I hope people can do whatever they can, and help that family. And then we can talk about some more gaming news as you come here to do it this morning. Let's see, more housekeeping notes. I finished a review to what do you call it? Ascend to Zero. I don't know if you've played that Everborn Saga. It is more.
I haven't played it, but I did buy it.
Okay, cool. It's actually worth the purchase, I think. It really is. It's pretty cool. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
It's on Game Pass also.
It is on Game Pass. Yes, it is on Game Pass. It's almost a twin stick shooter. I would call it Survivor-like, but like you can freeze time and be strategic. Quite interesting. Like it plays out, and you're building your loadouts and all of this. Very cool kind of game. I was lucky enough to be provided a code by the developer, so I put a written review out. You can find that, of course, on thegamingcircle.com. So hopefully y'all check it out there. Let's see what else we're doing here. Yeah, I think that's it so far. Yeah. So once again, thank y'all so much for being here this morning. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that like button. Let folks know that we are here. But we will start this episode, as we always do, with the games that we have been playing. Now, I know there is going to be quite the chat about Dragon Sword, and for those who don't know, buckle up. It's going to be interesting. But before we get there, are there any games that you have been playing that you wish to share, sir?
Only 2 games. You mentioned the first one, which is
Okay.
Dragon Sword, which we will get into.
Yep.
But also, I finished Campaign Evolved about 2 nights ago.
Okay. Talk to me about Campaign Evolved. Is it the crap that everyone seems to say it is? Am I a shill for giving it the 8.5 that I gave it? I hear that all this time now. Like, by the way, cheap plug, if you haven't checked out my review, please go check out the review. It's on this channel. People love to come onto the channel, into the comment section, and tell me how much of an Xbox or Microsoft shill I am for giving it the 8.5. So yeah, what do you think, sir? How did it land with you when you were done?
I mean, I think I've mixed emotions about it. Just missing the infinite gameplay loop, but as a remake, well, first of all, I do want to say, like, people aren't saying it's like bad that way. It did receive like an 80 something, and I feel like a lot of the online discourse is like, if something is not a 90, it's a 0. And so I think it was scored appropriately for what it is in today's market. But like I said, if I'm looking at it just as a remake or reimagining of the campaign, it's a 10 out of 10. Right? If I'm looking at it as it is just another third-party game that is released in this market, this highly competitive market, 8 is fair for what you have. Right? So, it all depends on how you're coming into it, what you're coming into it for. I obviously, I love the visuals. I did notice some gameplay things that bothered me a little bit, and I don't know if it's like latency issues or whatever it is, but sometimes you switch weapons and you can't fire right away at the worst times.
Yeah.
And I don't remember that being the case in a Halo game, and it makes me wonder if it's a bug and not a feature. Like if I'm switching to the energy sword or the shotgun and I need to get a shot off right away, I'm waiting some fraction of a second, where it almost feels like you could switch, cancel an animation, and instantly fire. I know for a fact you can do that in multiplayer. But the campaign just seemed to be a little off in that way. And I also noticed some story changes that people seem to be mad at, which I don't think the story changes are significant enough to have any feelings about.
Story changes are good. I actually think everywhere they ticked and tied, as it were, like and you saw one on the screen right now if you missed it. There's a part that like every place where they added just a little something, I was like, it actually adds a bit more substance to that. I actually like it.
Yeah, another thing I say, I don't know why, but I know this happened, but I didn't remember like what happened to keys until later. Like in my memory, I didn't think that happened in the first game.
It did.
I know it did. But like, if you asked me before I played this, I was like, no, that happened in like 2 or 3. Like and so it's I don't know why, but it's probably, I'm confusing him with Lasky probably.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Lasky was also a very pivotal character in the.
So that's probably what it is. But I love the way they introduced the flood in this game.
Oh man,
the visuals and the lighting are great.
Straight up horror game, no?
yeah. And there's a lot of that, right? And then they have some, emotional beats to it. I think Sergeant Johnson smiles a little bit too much, but
you see what I'm saying?
Kind of
he's cheesing too much. He's too. He's too 80s.
But no, he does get serious when he needs to. And I didn't beat it on Legendary, so I didn't get like the good ending. I got the regular ending.
So I did Heroic. I didn't do Legendary because I'm saving that for the crew. I've been waiting for you guys to finish up. And by the way, shout out to the Discord members. Join the Discord if you haven't. Discord.gg/DGCP. I've been waiting for Discord members to get up to snuff so we can all roll the 4-player co-op. But yeah, I'm waiting for that because it's harder now. Am I wrong?
It is. I like again. I'm older now, and the reflexes aren't what they used to be. But
Hey, speak
I
on it,
played it
man.
on normal, and I'm not saying it like it was. It's still easy, but there are some moments where it was where like I died a couple of times, and I didn't expect that because with Halo,
Mm-hmm.
when you play on normal, you're basically playing easy,
Mm-hmm.
and there were certain spaces that not gave me trouble, but like I had to strategize how I was going to do certain
Your
things.
muscle memory didn't serve you in those instances when this
Well,
game should be old
that's
hat.
another thing. I was saying that last week because
Mm.
with Infinite, I play different, right? I take more
Yeah.
chances. I run in front of people because I can get away faster. With this, you
Mm-hmm.
can't. And so
Yeah.
you have to be more strategic when you're just jumping in front of like 10 enemies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can't swing away like Spider-Man. Um,
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah.
but again, like this, like if this is the visual bar like that they're gonna set for a Halo game, this is what you'd expect for from a historical IP that like set visual bars in when they came out, right? Like all the way
Mhm.
up to Halo 4. Some will argue Halo 5 when it because that's actually like campaign aside, it's a pretty beautiful game.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I would
And there's a
actually
lot of set
argue
pieces.
even today, put this game up next to Halo 4, and you'll be like, huh. You'll be surprised how good Halo 4 still looks in comparison.
Yeah.
Like they did some work in that thing, you know?
But the thing about Halo 4, because I replayed Halo 4 and 5 before Infinite came out.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have anything in Halo 4 or 5 that is like the silent cartographer, like that open, right?
True. Yeah.
And so because it's
And in my Halo 4 assessment, I'm more talking about like the design of Chief and the way the
yeah.
tactile world, and
Well,
it's
I mean,
very
he's wearing
focused on
the new
detail, you know?
Militaire armor, right?
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you. But
Mark 5 is
remember, you can also, and I played this game multiple times and changed his armor every time. So I did get a chance to see all those other cool armor sets.
Yeah, but it's not in the cutscenes. But maybe you
No,
played it in third person. I know you. I didn't. By the way, I didn't find the third person skull.
Oh,
I think
that's
subconsciously I never looked for it because I think it's
right
an
at the
affront to Halo.
Right at the beginning, and this is not a spoiler because everyone should at least experience this thing, whether or not you choose to use it or not. You should find it right when Keys hands you the handgun, and then you're ready to set off. Instead of leaving that area, look behind him, and there are two pilots, you know, piloting the Ford onto Dawn. Between them at the bottom is the skull.
Yeah,
very easy to find. But then, of course, you have to leave the game, turn the skull on, and then get back into the game. You can't just use it right when you find it. It's a whole thing. Anyway, if you want to try,
I mean,
it,
look,
it's
when
novel.
E-Day comes out, I don't
didn't-
want to play that in first person. I didn't want to play.
I didn't beat the whole game that way. I played it for like 20 minutes that way. That's about it. Couldn't do it. My brain just couldn't let me do it. You know.
But like when going forward, though, right? When we know what the next mainline Halo is, like if you have infinite gameplay with these visuals and the variety and biomes, I'm sorry, that is gonna.
It's good, right? It's
yeah. Like that is that's where you get to that like upper echelon of this. You know what I mean? Because it'll have the gameplay, it'll have these top of the line visuals, and like that's all you need. And as long as they don't mess up the story, then I'm very excited for the next Halo, because if you mix this and infinite gameplay and you have a good story, you're talking about you're in the 90s at that point.
Wow. Reggie Bone says he played and beat the game in third person. Sir, you're a better man than me. I had to try it, and I did try it. I played it for a little while, but it was just breaking my brain at certain points.
Brother,
it was breaking my brain. You know, I just couldn't do it. It was breaking my brain. Anyway.
No, sir. I don't like it. But no. Like when I just accepted that I'm replaying Combat Evolved or whatever.
This is a remake,
right? When I stopped looking for it to play like Infinite, I really fell in love with it.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
but
Yeah.
but I still am gonna beat the drum because I don't want the infinite gameplay to go away.
Go
So
away.
I
Yeah.
love that this exists. I think it's a love letter to the first Halo, and I think they did it justice.
Well, start the
But
drum beat. Bring back put a skull in it that makes that brings
no, don't put
the
a skull
controller
in it.
back.
Design a whole new game that works around the mechanics of Infinite. Like they did fantastic work there in designing that gameplay. You just this takes it over the edge with the visuals. You throw some more biomes in there. You give Chief more stuff to do after the game, and like that's it. Those are the things that I think made Infinite get an 87 instead of a 90, and this shows that they can give them the pieces. So I'm here for it, man. I like it.
So what is your end score? My score for GCP, the website, was 8.5 ultimately. How I got there, I took off half a point for certain lacking features, kind of buggy, but each was half a point, which got me to 8.5. So that's where I was, and
so
that's where I was. So what's yours?
So as I said, I have two scores for it. It might not be fair, but it is what it is. Like if
you were forced to represent GCP in an audio or visual form and say, hey man, what is your score for the channel? What would you give it?
Somewhere between an 8 and an 8.5.
Oh, so you're right there. You're right there.
But I would skew closer to an 8.
Okay. So you wouldn't even give it the 0.5. Okay.
I might. It depends on the day of the week you ask me. But okay. No, I really had a great time with it. It is just that, again, it is a remake of a game, and they while they added things to modernize it, you know, the moment to moment of it in 2026 feels like you're playing a remake, right?
Shout out to the great Eastside Vandal. He says we need a Halo horror game and a Halo Survivor. Now, it sounds funny when he says Halo Survivor, but imagine a Halo Survivor with good graphics, right? Top-down view as you'd imagine it, and you're just like taking down waves of flood and other enemies and stuff, and
listen.
It would
as a mobile game, probably. Yeah.
No, not even a mobile game, bro. There are so many Steam games right now that are making
hating on mobile games.
No, I'm not hating on mobile. I'm saying games that are currently on Steam that are able to really push the envelope. Just because it's Survivor doesn't mean that it has to run on potato. It can run on the hardest, on the biggest stuff. You've seen Jotun Slayer and the like. Imagine that kind of graphics, but with a Halo light.
No, and
awesome, man.
And that, but I mean, Vampire Survivors is also on mobile, even though it's on.
Sure, yeah. But I wouldn't want pixelated Chief. I'd want to be able to see the whole thing, you know?
Yeah, but you can do that on mobile today. This is the thing we don't understand, because we not played on mobile like that.
No.
And
you by the way, Vampire Survivor. That's why I said pixelated.
No. But
I didn't mean because of mobile. It's because you brought up Vampire Survivor.
All right, but the reason I brought up Vampire Survivor is because you audibly winced when I said as mobile. When I brought up mobile,
no, but mobile first games have bad connotations.
To you,
that's what they do.
To you, they do.
Okay. Our audience, we're gonna have some fun here.
Yeah.
If you hear mobile first, do you or do you not feel like it's going to be?
Are you asking the graybeards of gaming if they hear mobile first? I don't think you're going to get a representative answer of this.
Sir, we are graybeards here. We're talking to ourselves with ourselves. It is what it is. Why are we pretending
those people are mobile? Is all I'm saying.
I'm not.
Hold on. Wait. You right now have been waxing poetical about running full steam on Android.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell you the capability of mobile.
But see, that actually even proves my point, sir. It to me is not about the hardware. I know its capabilities. It's the mindset that games are built in that space that tend to be more quick time waster first, rather than the deep, intricate narrative-based games that graybeards tend to be used to. I'm not dissing the hardware or the platform.
That's your perception of it, and
this is why I'm speaking from my perception.
We have been taught because of how mobile started, that's what you like. Mobile is basically Candy Crush, and it's not. There's so much narrative games coming out of mobile. There's so like, and again, like,
see, check it out. Zach Riley says, I wouldn't mind them making a legit one. MS could give the Spartan Survivor team a bag and make one with real graphics, right? And then your boy, the Black John, I hear mobile, I think phone games, right?
Yeah,
it's not to say that the hardware is bad. It's not to say that the hardware is bad. We know that there's an awesome community of mobile games that are actually serious, intricate games. Look at Call of Duty and the rest of them. They are succeeding on that platform in the realest way.
Look at Zenless Zone Zero and Genshin,
sure.
All of that.
Sure,
and those
absolutely.
Nobody can accuse those of not being full games.
No, absolutely not. But they tend to be, and you tell me otherwise, they tend to be the 40% of the 60. And the 60 is the quick, like slop real quick. Right. And I say that pejoratively, I know, but there's that sea has matured with that kind of game more than what we're talking about here. But we know they exist there too. Of course they do. They even ported Resident Evil to it, to the phone, right? I know it can run it. It's just usually in our cynical world with big wig money makers, right? When you hear mobile, you think, oh boy, there they go with the gotcha mechanics and the free to play and the this and the that. Yes, my beard is very gray. You know it, even though I'm not on cam today. It is what it is. But yes. Oh, and real quick, shout out to the great Day Reezy with the $2. He says, salute K Asante Everborn in the chat. Salute to you, good sir. We appreciate you. We appreciate your donation. I should also make mention, since he provided us that donation, that today and for the next couple episodes, we are really doing our best to try and hit a goal. I think it's like $600, $700 or something like that. Trying to get the some tickets paid, because we're heading to PAX West. We already had confirmation. We've already gotten the PAX team to agree to allow us in as press. We're going as a team. So a few of us will be going. So any and all donations that you provide us will be seriously welcome. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. We know times is tough. It's hard for all of us. But if you do have some dollary dues, as they say, that you wish to add to the cause, we would appreciate it. Like Day Reezy has done here with his $2. Thank you so much. But yes, we are heading to PAX West. We're going to be heading down. We'll be, boots on ground, doing a lot of coverage and stuff. This is what we want to do. We'll be doing it for like 3-4 days, flooding the zone with a lot of content and stuff. So pretty soon you'll be seeing a lot more from us in that way. So thanks again. Any donations y'all can provide for the cause would be greatly appreciated. So thank you, Dave Reezy. All right. So hold on, before we move on, Mr. Too Opinionated, I think, is asking a question here. He says Everborn is giving that.
No, it's not a question. He's making a statement.
He's
being slanderous.
Don't you guys have cell phones? Energy. Absolutely.
I mean, it's a valid question.
I mean, like, let's also be absolutely
like y'all are out here spending $1,500 on phones and about to lease the Apple phone in September. And don't think that your phone could play these type of games. Anyway, y'all go ahead.
Let's be absolutely clear on what we're talking about here. This is also a person who we're talking to is Everborn mobile developer. So just keep all that in mind. Keep our biases in the front of your mind as we have these conversations. But let's move forward, shall we? All right. So before we talk about the other game that you have been playing that I know we're going to spend some good time on, because I want to hear a lot of the back and forth. We had a healthy back and forth in the Discord. I want you to explain to the community, right? But before we do, I will also quickly mention that I too was playing Halo, and y'all saw that. I finished Halo. And then as soon as I finished Halo, I moved back to the game that I had been playing for many months now. And this is I sip it like a fine wine, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking Control. I've beaten it multiple times, playing it again. Why? Because Resident is on its way, and I am very excited. I think this game is gameplay first is very, very cool. I love that, like, power fantasy stuff. I love how you grow in a real way over time. I'm sure y'all have played it before. If you haven't played it, come on now. You got to do yourself a favor and play that. I just finished the maze level and finished the game. To me, the maze level is the best part. You got that like hardcore music in your ear. You're listening, you're kicking butt. It's very cool. If you haven't played it, you should check it out. Control. They give this thing away many times in many different platforms. So, I'm sure you'll be able to find get your hands on it. It's quite cheap if you haven't gotten your hands on it before. But that's Control. I am playing it because this September, there's like 40 games coming out. We're all choosing our which ones we love. I think Control is definitely going to be on the list. By the way, and I'll ask this thing to the chat as well. Everborn Saga, what is the game you're playing in September? Because you're going to have to make some choices, bro. I've chosen Control, but even Control is in September, I think 20 something. So there's going to be other games that'll get my attention at the beginning of September. I haven't decided yet. What you playing in September, sir?
Well, I'm not playing Wolverine. I'll tell you that. So.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Yeah,
why?
I'm sorry. It doesn't look interesting to me. Luffy looks very interesting to me.
Okay.
So it's not even a PlayStation thing. It is just
okay.
Or a PC thing, I should say, not coming to PC. But like,
Sure.
I have not seen enough in Wolverine that would make me go and borrow the PS5 from the kids that I gave them a while back. So
okay. Understood.
Now, Luffy, I will think about it because I thought that game shows amazing, but maybe I'll change my mind when we get closer to it. Actually, no, because Luffy made that, and we'll talk about it, the Fable date that they're so close to. So I'll be playing Fable when that comes out. And again, I'm sorry, it's too many games out right now. If you're not going to bring the game to the platform that I'm comfortable playing on, then I'm not coming to you. You want my money. Like other people are coming to where I want to play. So, but like I said, you asked the question. So it's going to be between, so here's the thing. I have not played Control.
Oh man, bro, you need to.
And I bought this game on console and PC.
Bro,
I just never got to it.
Weird.
It's no, like you know what the problem is? Like, every time I start playing it, because it starts really slow. Like I'm like,
really
oh
does.
my god, yeah.
It starts slow, but the power grows quickly, and it's based on what you want to do. Like every single level gives you some new, like, awesome feature, and you can beat this whole game without getting all of them.
When does Dawnwalker come out? Because I see Rickard 1235 in the chat said he pre-ordered. Is that a September game?
I think it might be. Blood of the Dawnwalker release date. Let's see. Dawnwalker is releasing on September 3rd. So how about that? I'm telling you.
Yeah.
September is going to be
this is what I'm saying. So I'm gonna get Resonant because I'm thinking about just playing it and skipping Control.
Oh no, but you really need at least watch the video for Control because it follows.
No. I mean, I'll get the story for Control just so I know what I'm going into. But gameplay wise, I'll just skip to Resonant. So I want to play that. They're saying Blood of the Dawnwalker is September 3rd. So definitely I can play that at the beginning of the month. And then Onimusha. So like for me, I'm not even gonna get through all three of those games in September because it takes me, like, if you have a 15-hour campaign, it probably takes me 2 weeks to beat a game like that with my time. So we'll see what's coming out in August.
Oh, bro, my wallet doesn't want to know.
And by the way, whatever is not like beaten by the time E-Day comes out is going on the shelf. It's on the bench. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
If you come out too close to E-Day, you can just forget about
it. Just forget it. You might as well just like take a seat. You're gonna be here a while. Okay.
Kay Asante, you better be on your best behavior.
Wow, what's going on?
The greater Kay Asante has arrived.
Oh, stop it. What's going on? Yes. Shout out to my lovely Kay Asante. What's going on, my baby? She's not home right now, by the way. So, there you go. Anyway, so let's get to the Dragon Sword or the game. Okay. So let me set this up and then you can knock it down as you do. All right.
This is the game that deserved a whole thumbnail.
Yes, this game deserved a whole thumbnail. Now, let's be clear. We here on GCP love the indie spirit, right? By the way, speaking of that, there will be an interview that will come out. We're scheduled to interview another indie developer that we'll talk a bit more about later. But cool interviews coming out. So keep an eye on that. But yes, we here love that indie spirit. We talk to many a developer and all of this and that. So this game came out, or a game called Dragon Sword. What is it? Awakening, right? Was
Dragon
released.
Sword Awakening.
Yeah, very very little fanfare, and of course we're in the Discord. We're having a good time, and people are asking, "Hey, what's this about?" And they're explaining it. And I start digging through reviews because I've never heard of this. So I start digging through it, right? And at first blush, it looks like a gacha game. At first blush, it looks like a what do you call it? Your Zenless Zone Zeros. Your game that has been inspired by Breath of the Wild, as many have, and in so doing created a free-to-play whatever, right? That's the first blush. But then of course we have folks in the Discord talking about it, playing it, Everborn Saga's championing it, this, that, and the third. So I start digging through reviews, and the reviews start painting a very odd picture. And Everborn, take it away. Give us the background on it.
So this is the thing, right? You can look at the Metacritic review, which doesn't tell you the whole story, right? So,
first talk to us about the game. Like, why has this game reached your zeitgeist? Why is this something that I assume you would be championing?
So,
and this is literally the beginning of the game, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Firstly, I'd like to shout out to Joey, Dr. Dry Rub in the chat, who has been gracious enough to gift
yes. I was just about to say
4 copies of this game. So
there are 4 copies. Yep, there are 4 copies of this game. So after we're talking about this, shout out to Dr. Dry Rub, the great Dr. Dry Rub, always in here doing the Lord's work, as it were. We have 4 copies of this game to give away today. And by the way, why is my wife in the chat earning accolades and saying hi to the fans? What's going on?
I told you she's the better Kay Asante. What do you want?
Damn.
She's a woman of the people.
All right, fine.
All right,
fine.
so,
Go ahead.
So let her be great.
Yes.
So the thing is with this game, I first told you about it, but it was Dr. Dry Rub that told me about it. It's a $30 game, but I was able to get it on Eniba for $18 and some change, and then after tax it was about
betrayal.
But after the discounts or whatever and taxes, it came out to $20.02. And then I found out later you could get it some places even cheaper.
I got it ultimately for $16, but yes, continue.
Right. So to me, for what I was seeing in the trailer, it looked amazing. And I'm like, how could this game be so cheap? And the best way to describe this is like, Breath of the Wild meets Devil May Cry, right?
Okay.
Or because what this game is, it originally started its life developed by a studio named Hound 13 as a gacha game. It was supposed to be a competitor to Genshin Impact. But as we've been seeing more and more often in with these South Korean publishers, they had a spat with the dev team and they didn't want to pay the dev team. So after the beta of the game came out, only launched in South Korea, the publisher decided to not only pull the game because it didn't hit the numbers they want, not because users didn't like it, but it didn't have enough engagement for them. Then they decided we're pulling the game and we're not going to pay the development team. So the development team paid to do this themselves, and then they were supposed to get paid upon release. The publisher decided, no, we're not going to pay you. So the studio Hound 13 decided we are going to release this ourselves, and they're publishing it. You can check on Steam. They are the developer and the publisher now. And we're going to remove all of the sort of pay to win, gotcha, loot box, all of that. We're going to charge $30, give you the whole game. There's no stamina gating. There's none of that, right? And what the reason these gotcha games get so popular is because a lot of the times they have a really good gameplay loop, and people deal with the microtransactions because the loop is so fun and they want to get back into it. So what would happen if you gave that kind of a frenetic gameplay loop, but didn't have any of the microtransactions, didn't have any of the pay to win, right? So they give you the whole game, and I'm playing this thing, and the only drawback, it is subbed, not dubbed, because again, the studio lost all funding, and so they had to release it. And so you got to read the subtitles, but if you're reading the subtitles, the game, the story and the characters are actually really funny. Like, it's a fun game. The combo system is super interesting. So you think of your party members as like loadouts for when you're going on a mission, right? So you go on a mission and you say, well, Johnny pairs well with Loot, and Loot pairs well with a different character. And so in the middle of your combo, they'll give you a prompt, switch character. That character will come in and do a super move, and now you're playing as them. And if you can now get the enemy dizzy, then you can come in and do an even bigger super move if you switch to a different character. So you have to think of who you're traveling with, which you can switch anytime if you're not in a dungeon. And there are always random encounters out in the kingdom. And so the combo system's really good. The upgrade system requires a lot of different materials that you have to collect, but because they removed the gacha mechanics, the materials are super easy to collect, right? So you can you upgrade your weapons with one material, you upgrade your skills with another material, and you upgrade your armor with a different material. But again, just going on the quest gives you more than enough for what you need. There are maybe 20 something characters you can get. You don't have to pay for any of them. You just play the game, and you'll get most of them just through playing through the main campaign, which is only about 25, 30 hours, by the way. So it's not going to be a super time suck. And then they have dungeons and other things to do. But again, the characters are super interesting. The dialogue, if you're reading it, is really funny. It's not like edgy, like it's not serious, but it's not like super kiddie, like something like a Grand Blue Fantasy. Like I got off of Grand Blue Fantasy because it was a little bit too cutesy for me. This just has a certain level of snark in the dialogue. I really like the Captain Johnny, who has like a Dunning-Kruger complex where he thinks he's the main character. But Loot is the main character who washes up on a shore, kind of like Link would. That's Loot in green, Johnny's in the red. And then you have I can't remember her, I can't pronounce her name. It's Carmelina or Carmisa, something like that. She is the elf who has a tan. So they think she's a dark elf using dark magic. It's very funny. And so the other thing, now you said you saw some bad reviews on Metacritic. If you go to Metacritic, this game's a 56. But when you read the reviews, there are literally only 15 of them. Half of them are from Russia, and those are user reviews. There is no Metacritic.
Yes, there's
no critical. There's 4 critical reviews. 3 of them are in the 80s. 1 is a 70. Right, so that's why there's no actual review yet.
That's why I thought it was interesting in the first place. Usually, if there's slander, it tends to come from the top down, not the bottom up, right? Unless there's some kind of narrative being built about it for one reason or another. You know what I mean? So the fact that user reviews were all like, not all, but like enough of them were weird. I was like, what's that all about? Obviously, Steam was completely different.
Yes, so I'm coming to that. But what happened is that the reason there's no real is because this game literally shadow dropped as a result of a court case in South Korea where the publisher was trying to hit the developers with a cease and desist so the game wouldn't come out. And the publisher made 4 different claims. All of them were thrown out by the judge because it was nonsense and they just didn't want to pay, right? Because what happened is the publisher realized this is a good game, but people are not going to leave Genshin to play it. Right. And then the user reviews that you see are people who are actually mad that they took out the gacha mechanics. Right. So now when you go to Steam and you look at the reviews, the user reviews are in the 90s. And there's over 3,000 reviews, maybe 5,000 by now, but 1,600 English language reviews have it in the 90s, all positive. People are loving the game because the combat and what they do with it, with their combo system, is something that not many games do, and it's really addictive. And I've never felt like bored yet. And I've done a few dungeons, I've fought a few bosses. You can't just button mash your way through it, right? You got to think about who you're teaming up with. You got to make sure you're upgrading your weapons, and you got to stay on your toes because you will get skill checked in the game. So I just think like what's on offer, like think about this. I just glazed for the last 3 weeks Adventures of Elliot, which is a fantastic game and totally worth it, but it's a $60 game. This is a $30 game, which you can get if you want to go and to one of the key sites, you can get as low as $16. That is insane. I wish I could give these developers more money for what they're offering because I really would like an English dub. It is only on Steam right now, but it will come to right now. They're saying they're looking at Switch 2 and PS5, and we'll see what happens after that. And the game apparently off of a shadow drop because of the court case where they couldn't advertise it, they couldn't do anything. And part of the way they won is they said this is causing irreparable harm to us, and the game is in Steam just awaiting certification, and you guys are blocking us. So they had to release it when the judge said, you guys can't hold them up anymore. So there's a little bit of jank in the game, but again, this is a game you're paying under $30 for, and so I could not be happier with this surprise. I had no idea of this game's existence until Joey brought it to my attention, and I can't stop playing it. Like I started playing it a few days ago. I think I'm like 12 or 15 hours into it now. And each quest they send me on just gets more and more fun. I'm unlocking more characters. I'm upgrading skills. So I can't recommend this game enough. The only thing to think is there's a little bit of jank, and it is subbed, not dubbed. But other than that, I have no harsh words for this game. I really, really love it. You have Devil May Cry style combat. You have like cell shaded sort of Zelda or Genshin style graphics, and you have funny characters. And I don't know, the game keeps rewarding. And by the way, people die in this game. Like it's not even like, this is what I'm saying, it's not just like, it's not all lilac and gooseberries too. So it's very good. This is the game I'm going to be playing until something good comes out in August.
It's called Dragon Sword Awakening, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, we have 4 codes to give away thanks to the great Dr. Dry Rub. Let's do that. Let's do some of that right now. How do you want to do this, Devin Boy? I'll let you decide. How do you want to do this? Do you want to pick somebody? Do you want to ask a good question?
Well, let's hear in the chat who's interested in this, because I don't want to randomly pick somebody and it's not their kind of game. Again,
and by the way, these are 4 Steam codes, so please be aware.
Yeah,
this will run on your Xbox Ally X. So your Steam codes. Continue.
By the way, runs fantastic on my Ally X. I've only run it plugged in, so I'm at 35 watts. I haven't tried it at 17 watts yet, maybe because I know Kay, you were playing it unplugged on your MSI device, and it was
Yes.
giving you a little bit of trouble. But that might, I don't know if that's like an Intel or a driver thing.
Yeah, driver thing. Who
It's
knows?
running at 60 for me.
Mhm.
But again, maybe it's not, and that's just a VRR display.
Yeah.
But yeah, it runs really smooth, and I got it set to 720 on the handheld. But you know, obviously on the 4090, it's not going to give any hiccups. I got everything, all the settings maxed out. So yeah, man, the world feels alive. It's really, there's a lot of like backstory and lore to everything. So yeah, man, just think Breath of the Wild or Genshin Impact. Breath of the Wild with Devil May Cry style combat, or Genshin without all of the pay to win gotcha mechanics. You can't go wrong.
Say this? Is there a tight smattering, just a light amuse bouche of, say, Gunnar physics in there as well? I see some jiggle physics.
There's a lot of there's a lot of fan service in the game. We'll put it that way.
Okay. All right. So there you go. I see you asked the question as to who wants it. I see a lot of folks raising their hands and saying they're interested. I will leave it to you, Mr. Everborn Saga, to give me those names, and we will reach out to them and provide them those codes. That is for you to do. It is in the chat right now. The game, once again, is called Dragon
I'm gonna
Sword.
star the comments of the people who say they're interested, and then
okay, cool.
Then you'll see it in the starred section.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no worries. I will keep an eye on it there. The game is called Dragon Sword. It is very, very, very interesting in its meta narrative anyway, and based on Everborn Saga and many folks in our Discord's recommendation, it is also quite good when you play it. It's not filled with any of the standard gotcha things that you'd think it would be, even though it looks that way at first blush. So give it a shot. Dragon Sword Awakening is its name. Very cool.
Zach Riley's definitely getting one. Flattery will work. He says Sonic is the best.
Damn. Oh, damn. That is hilarious. Well done, man. Well done. You know how to play this man like a fiddle. Well done. Very, very good. Okay.
I see what Wade Johnson's doing. I see what Wade Johnson. I see what you're doing, Wade Johnson.
You see what they're doing? They're tickling right now.
Right. By the way, I've given away 3, so I'm going to choose one more later in the show.
All right, cool. All right. So we have a lot of different stories to talk about, and we have a good and healthy section of on the real stuff to talk about. I think people will be interested in that. But before we do, let's catch up on a couple super chats, and then we'll get there. Let's see here. Of course, the great Sortek, never to be denied. He asks us to please like and subscribe and share out. I should be doing that more. Thank you, Sortek. Thank you very much. But yes, please listen to the great Sortek. He's doing great work. As I said, any and all of these funds will go to defraying some of these costs for our hotel stays and or tickets to the flights and all of that. So thank you all so much for any help you guys can provide. Of course, the great Sith Lord, who's been a member for 27 months, he says, did you guys see Spider-Man, and what are your thoughts? I have not watched Spider-Man today. I plan on sneaking away at some point to go see the Spider-Man.
I got tickets for an 11:30 RPX show tomorrow. There are no IMAX seats because Nolan has all those locked up. But I will say, and by the way, I bought 10
talk
tickets.
About it. Yeah.
10.
Jesus Christ.
The whole family's going.
Man, that's the thing.
This is why I don't be going to the movies like that. You better be something at Spider-Man level for me to
you're paying many hundreds of dollars. Like you're paying at least $100.
Them tickets is $25 each in New York for RPX 3D.
Yes,
that's before. This is what I'm saying, and this is why I'm so upset about Doomsday, because you want me to do that twice in the same weekend. Somebody's gonna miss out.
That is just painful. Shout out to the great Sith Lord for always being a great supporter of ours. And we have Mr. Too Opinionated with a 5. I got finished talking about how much I love Control, and the man went, hold my beer, and presented us with his Control Ultimate Edition on Steam. He says, I will drop another one near the end of the show. There's the code. If you got your hands on it, please thank that man, because he just gave you a great game. Like, really great game. Shout out to Mr. Too Opinionated with the 5. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man.
And Zach Riley says what do we recommend, 4DX or RPX? I will never recommend 4DX. My God, I don't want to go someplace where the seats are gonna spit in my face and then throw my food across the aisle. Right? You can't go to 4DX and think you're just gonna eat nachos or popcorn and watch the movie in peace. And then they want you to feel water when somebody's in the water. So they just put spritz of some kind of liquid in your face.
Or some kind of liquid in your face. Like,
and somebody in the theater, the last time I saw one of these, they asked me, well, what happens during love scenes? Right? I can't do it. I can't do it. Never will I ever do 4DX.
He said, what happens during love? Anyway, the Great Hollywood Rules with the $5. He says, sub to my two favorites officially 12 days from a wedding. Oh, congratulations to Lady Hollywood. Saw Spider-Man late last night.
Congratulations, sir. Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations.
By the way, I have a prediction, and so I've been saying this in the Discord for a while, and people think that I'm crazy.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
We are going to get this.
No, but this is not okay. I'm just saying. I think Spider-Man's going to do more at the box office than Doomsday.
We'll get there.
That's all I'm saying.
We'll get there. We're going to get there. Don't worry. We are chomping at the bit to get to the on the reel, but I want to get through some of these first, real quick. But yes, I know what he's about to say. We're going to drop it, and I think we want the people watching to weigh in and see what they think as well. Because man, oh man.
By the way, Hollywood, did you write your vows yet? Because I did not write mine until the day before the wedding. I got the craziest writer's block, procrastination, whatever it was. So I wish you well on that. That was my biggest stress.
As a man who was there for the wedding, he pulled it off without a hitch. I'll tell you that. All good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And by the way, and nobody recorded it. I'm still like, everybody took pictures. Nobody recorded the vows. And I'm like, there's like 100 of you here.
Oh, man.
And not one of y'all could have pulled out a video.
Paris is on your page and he's on his villain arc. He says Spidey gonna do 2 Billy and Doomsday won't get there. By the way, let's see. I don't think Doomsday is gonna be that good. So there you go. There you go. He feels the way you feel. A lot of people feel in this way.
Well, no, I didn't say Doomsday is not going to be. I don't know what Doomsday is going to be. My only thing that I've been warned with people about. Yes, I don't know if it's going to pass.
Watch your heart rate, Eastside. Watch it. Calm down.
I don't know if it's going to pass Infinity War just because there's we know what Phase 4 and 5 have been. But again, that's on the Real Talk. We can talk about it. And I don't like Kevin Feige trying to gaslight everybody like he didn't do build up for Thanos. That's where my smoke is. Not because I don't think the movie's going to be good or bad. I don't know yet.
The great Dayreezy taking the assignment to heart. He said a little something to go toward the trip, dropping a 20. Thank you, Dayreezy. Brother, I appreciate you. This is fantastic. Again, we are heading towards PAX West. Next year, we'll be heading to Gamescom. But this year, we're going to PAX West, ladies and gentlemen. First time I'll be going to Seattle. We're not going to Gamescom this year. We're going to PAX West. And we're going as a team. A few of us will be going. Unfortunately, Mr. Evan Bonsaga won't be able to make it. I hope next year you will. But yeah, any piece of donation that you see fit to provide us will go towards defraying of those costs. And Dayreezy took that assignment to heart. Thank you, Dayreezy. We appreciate you. Hopefully, folks can see his wonderful example and continue to add to the cause. We appreciate y'all so much. But all right, so before we get into the on the reel of it all, because we are going to get into a healthy on the reel. He said Doomsday is a cameo fest. All right, Damn, a
That's
Band-Aid.
a Band-Aid to get us to X-Men. Ooh.
Yeah. You know what, Paris? We're gonna have a healthy on the real section towards the end. There will be a lot more talk. You are welcome to join. You always have the link, good sir. We're looking forward to it. But yes, let's jump in and talk a bit about the latest news. I read this 5 hours ago. Friend of the show, the man Jez Corden, is dropping it like it's really hot, and he says, and I will let the quote do its work here. The title rather. Halo campaign Evolved performed well on Xbox, but on PlayStation 5, gamers give a collective shrug. Just 1% of the gamers tried it, hurting Xbox's brand identity for no real return.
So,
Saga, go for it.
I don't think that the game should be on PlayStation. I think it's a mistake, and I think it says how low they thought of the IP that they would that you would think that even if you're going multi-platform, that you would think that Halo doesn't hold a special place, that you should make a carve out for that one title means you have no faith in your own brand. None. So I think that was a mistake, even if they had to go multi-platform. And by the way, since I beat it this week, I looked at all of the credits. If you go look at the credits right now for Campaign Evolved, PlayStation is listed in the credits. Sony is listed for some.
Why is
no, I'm not speculating. Well, I'm saying they're in the credits. That's not a.
No, I know, but for the reason. What's the reason?
Okay, so Sony is in the credits because remember, Sony's a movie studio and it's like cinematic Foley lighting artist. That's where Sony's listed, but PlayStation is listed specifically, and it doesn't really give any titles as to what they did. It's just a bunch of executives. And this, when you look at PlayStation being listed in the credits, and this is on Steam, by the way, I'm playing this on Steam, where PlayStation is listed in the credits, not on PlayStation, right? So on Steam, PlayStation is listed in the credits. Remember when they first showed the gameplay, they had the captured on PS5 Pro. Yeah. Which was rumored. We didn't see it. It was rumored. No, we did see that. That was there with the first gameplay.
It leaked, right? It leaked.
No, it didn't leak. It was on the Halo channel.
Oh no,
that was the first time
it
they showed
the Halo.
gameplay.
I do remember. It is capture. Yep. I do remember.
Right.
Yep. And
so
people slandered it for it. Yes.
Right. We saw Jared West's T-shirt when they unveiled this coming to PlayStation, and they didn't do that with any other game announcement. Only Halo. And then we heard the rumor that they pulled the trailer from the PlayStation showcase, which happened before the Xbox showcase. So the plan was to show it on a PlayStation state of play before their own showcase. All of that leads me to believe that there must have been some sort of marketing agreement, like they were co-marketing the game with Sony. So they've fully given this over to Sony. And I will also say, you have to look at when that data was taken, right? Because if you can look this up for yourself, right? Go to the PS app right now, right? And you'll see that the top games in the US all week, it was Halo. Halo was right behind Fortnite. Right? So above 2K26, above Call of Duty, above College Football 26, above Roblox. The only thing that was in front of it all week was Fortnite. And if you check right now, for some reason, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is number 2 and Halo's number 3. So I think once we have a full week or a full month of data, that 1% thing might not be true. That doesn't change the fact that it shouldn't be on there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So first of all, shout out to Sycamore. What's going on? See you in the chat, sir.
I see Sick in the chat. All right. How's his energy right now?
Sick
Is
is
he
good.
hot?
Sick
Is
is
he
good.
cold? Is he
I
cold?
talk to Sick almost every day. We got to get him back in
Oh,
the Discord.
fantastic.
All right.
Hey,
So
he has the address. He knows where to find it. Let's go.
So
yeah,
somebody says somebody's
Mhm.
lying. I don't know who Albert.
Yeah. Please elaborate, sir. Let's know. Let's know what's going on. Yeah.
Who's lying? But again, the thing is, I want to see more before I say that it's only 1% of the users. But whatever percent of the users, yeah. But what does that mean? 10,000 on Steam.
I think he's saying that it didn't sell much on Steam, so maybe it didn't sell much on PlayStation. I don't know.
Oh, I can't tell you. I'm just looking at the charts that say for your country.
He's
he said I'm lying. All right, thanks.
Yeah, that's right. Because he's saying
I mean, go look at the PS app.
He says
what do you want me to do?
It sold 10,000 on Steam, so most likely it didn't sell much on PlayStation. That's what I think he's trying.
Is that what he's getting at?
I think that's what he's getting at. Yeah.
Where's that coming from? Anyway, I think it peaked on Steam at 22,000 players. Yeah. Active players, but peak concurrent.
Mm-hmm.
So peak concurrent is not how many people it sold to, also, right? Like,
yeah, it's just how many people are playing it at this moment.
That's how many people are playing on a Saturday morning at 11 a.m. EST.
Yeah.
But math is difficult for some people. So the thing is, I like if the game in the US is number 2 or number 3, will it continue to only be 1% after a month has passed? I don't know. Mm-hmm. We gotta see. So, but the question is, and I asked you this in Discord, has it lost something? By the way, Soil, leave Albert alone. Let him
live.
Yeah, let him cry in the corner.
But, as long as he's not being rude, attack the issues, not the people. It's all good. Go ahead.
Yes. So, but as I'm saying, like, even if it ends up doing well on PlayStation, you have to ask if it's worth it, because to me, if it is just another third-party game, you now have to weigh it against all of the other third-party games that you could get. And so to me, that's why when I say if I'm scoring it on its own, comparing it to what else is out, the game's an 8. And I do think Halo being intrinsically tied to Xbox gives it some value that is lost when it's just another in a sea of games.
I feel you.
So whatever it makes on PlayStation, I don't think it's worth it.
Well, it seems that they might not see it's worth as well. It looks like not too many people are engaging so far. We'll see what happens, It looks like so far it's been a mixed bag. I hope that changes, because frankly, to me, if you remember this game, this is the best of it. They really did a good job. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, let us move forward.
Also, just so I understand, Matt Piscatella is saying 1% of what?
Let's see. According to Zakana, players engage in the engagement tracker on July 28th. Halo campaign evolved ranked 4th in the U.S. in
daily active users. Okay.
Yep. On Xbox platform, 8% of the total Xbox player base on that date of the game's launch, while on the 14th on Steam, 2% of actives, and on the 29th on PlayStation, 1% of actives. That's what you're saying.
So, and Steam usually has around 40 or 50 million people playing at any given time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there it is, right? That's what he's saying. For better or worse, 1% of active users were trying out Halo, and 8% on Xbox, which I would say 8% is a very surprising number because this is Halo. I would think more percentage of the Xbox faithful would be doing that at launch, but that's an interesting stat. But anyway, I'd expect more. But anyway, so let's see here. Let's move on and talk a bit about, and just this is more just a check-in, really, just so y'all know. Basically, the EU has cleared the $55 billion deal for buying out of EA. Right? I was surprised that this went through as quietly as it did. I expected far more. Hey, are you surprised?
Why did you expect it not to go through quietly with the current trust busters that are running things?
See, but the reason why I expected that is because previously in previous administrations, there was a lot more coordination and cooperation. Now there's a lot of isolation going on. That's what's happening, right? America's isolating themselves, and so to keep it as non-political as possible, there is not that much coordination and cooperation these days. So it's surprising to me that the EU went, it's okay, go ahead.
Because here's the thing: if you're gonna block this deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
What grounds would you have to block it? One, it's being bought by a non-publicly traded company. It's being bought by investors in Saudi, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. By Saudi investors, right? So who are you? What are you going to block them from? Right. And then the next thing is, these are people that are not in gaming at all.
Well, these days they have the Saudis have a lot of
but that doesn't mean it's this specific consortium.
Sure, that's
right.
True. That's
so again, when you're talking about blocking it, you have to ask, well, how is this going to materially impact competition in the market? If you can't point to anything other than we don't want the Saudis having it because reasons, then you don't have ground. So there's really nothing to say.
See, to be clear though, I never thought that they would block it because, to the point you're making, there's really no reason to block it. But I didn't think it would be done so easily and like without any hay being made at all, which is what it kind of came and went. They announced it, they moved on. Where maybe we're used to all the flying, lying, and crying and expecting the drama, and none of that happened. Not even a blip.
The problem is nobody complained. There's no argument you could make against it, right? The only argument you could make against this specific deal, you're either going to have to make a nationalist or a vaguely racist argument. And I'm not saying I'm in favor of the deal, but like I'm saying legally, how do you argue that in court? You can't have it because you're the Saudis. Like that doesn't it doesn't make sense.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But yes, needless to say, it has gone through. How it will adversely affect the gaming environment, who knows?
It might.
We shall see. Yeah, we shall see.
It might negatively.
I will say that some of the ventures that have come out of the Saudis so far have just been financial, and it doesn't look like they've put a thumb on the scale in any real way gaming wise. Right? It's just financial investment. Don't know if that'll change, but more and more it's starting to happen in the background where they're investing in this way. So we'll
because I mean, you don't want all of your look. If you look at the sort of world crisis that's happening right now, what's going on with oil and whatever, if all of your money is coming from oil and we see how easily the market can be disrupted, you would want your money into different things, right?
Yep.
So this is not just gaming, they're putting their money, diversifying the portfolio.
Hey, I knew we were going there. Well done. All right. No, it's good. It's good. It is a good look. All right. Well, let us move forward. There's some Xbox talk as well, but I think let's pause a bit and have some PlayStation talk, because these are the moments when I have to say, if we had the soundboard here, here's where I'd be playing the "We're gonna do it anyway." Sony acknowledges the backlash, but says they will cautiously move ahead with their plans to end PlayStation discs.
We need sound effects on the show, man.
Right? We need that.
No,
we need
no,
that.
but
We're
if you
do it anyway.
no, there's a part in this thing where Lin Tao says, "We understand those emotions."
Mm-hmm.
But we told you to get ready. Well, all we want to know now is how we gonna engage you in this digital market, because that's all you get.
Yep.
And you know, it's interesting, right? Because even in their recent financial filing, they still have almost 20% of games that are physical. Like, like what? Who else is gonna cut off just 20% of their business, right? And so, you know, it's not obviously the lion's share is digital, but 20% of people, where you're selling 66 million games in a quarter,
and put you on Front Street on this one. This is what we need to. We need to go listen to this. I'm sorry. This is just the perfect response. It really is. Anyway.
So, you know, I see people like, you know, they're fighting the fight. They thought they was going to affect change. Sony's not doing anything. They're not going to change it. And I don't know. They're not as well. Let me not even say that. I was going to say they're not as moved by fan sentiment as Xbox is, but Xbox don't care what their fans want either.
Yeah,
these days, these are billion-dollar corporations.
Yep.
So,
wow, Mr. Too Opinionated, keep that one in the Discord, bro. What are you doing? Anyway, but yes,
Pixelbit G says Xbox cut off 20% of its business by not focusing on their own hardware. That
is true. That is true. It is what it is. You know, shout out to the great Pixelbit G. 30 below with a 2. Shout out to you, good sir. He says, he says, Sony says, we hear you. Absolutely. They hear you. Question is, what are they going to do about it? You know, what are
they're going to put on earplugs. That's what they're going to do about it.
They hear you, so they're going to go, la, 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 la. So while we at it, Mr. Too Opinionated with a 5. Shout out to Mr. Too Opinionated. He said, went to the streets, didn't even get the milk pack treatment. And that's for the Halo campaign involved in PlayStation 5.
Disgusting. Got PlayStation. They have a PlayStation tramp stamp in the credits of the game.
Oh, come
like
on,
they should
man.
be ashamed of themselves. Listen,
come on,
people
man.
that should be ashamed. People that should be ashamed, because we go talk about WinHanced and the Xbox PC in a minute.
Yeah.
And I hope some of the developers are listening.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there as well. Pixel Big G, shout out to Big Great Pix. He leaves a $2 super chat and says, sales versus brand damage. Nasty work. Oh man. There's no smoke there. The man knows what he's talking about. And then the Great Hollywood Rules with a $2 super chat. He says, should have never been on PlayStation.
This is what I'm saying. Even if you was going multi-platform, you don't see Halo as something special. I mean, that says it all. Halo's not special. Right?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. So yes, it looks like they heard you.
Yeah, real quick. Just to come back to the other thing. So
sure.
So I'm not sure who Slow-Mo's referring to with this. He says your argument could be they would censor content EA would make. EA does still own BioWare for now. But the thing is, I don't know, but you can't prove that, right? Meaning, like, if you're gonna say they're gonna censor it, like, what? How do you define that as a competition argument? Because wait, let me finish. The only power that the FTC has is to protect competition, right? So unless you like, there's nothing that they have levers on where even saying the potential of them censoring content in a video game is grounds to block a deal. Like, they don't have that lever of power, because that's not their purview to, what do you call it? I don't even think Lena Khan could have made a case against this, because it doesn't affect competition. It doesn't make it harder for
affect,
Take-Two to compete. It doesn't make it harder for PlayStation or whoever to compete.
Yeah. Technically, you could even say that it makes it easier for them to compete if these guys do tend to censor stuff to the point where the consumer base doesn't like it. Now it opens an opportunity for somebody else to jump in and supersede them. So yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But yes, shout out.
Unfortunately, I mean, fortunately, unfortunately, I don't really have feelings on this because the last EA game I played was the Star Wars thing, and no, I guess I did play Dragon Age Veilguard, which I did not like. So I just genuinely didn't care, but I really I can't see any avenue of somebody even arguing against it, even anti merger people.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm sure they don't like it, but there's no argument that they can legally make that works in their favor. I get that. And Eastside with a $2 super chat. Now I'll read this in the way I think he intends it to read. And if you don't know it, join the Discord. He says, why? Because F them, that's why. Hashtag PlayStation. That's the Discord soundboard for those who don't know. That is a Dave Chappelle skit. But yes.
Yeah, well, guess what? They said that Xbox said that when they put Halo on PlayStation. So Sony's not alone.
Indeed. Yeah. Jax82V80 with a $5 super chat. He says Lin Tao is ruthless. And I like to hear I like it. Heard y'all are still doing it. Anyway, appreciate y'all concern. We hear you. Thank you.
Here's a question. Did Lin Tao confirm they were pulling their games off of Steam?
Oh man,
because it's two quarters now, and I'm just asking the questions.
And you did see she brought her lieutenants who were just standing there, not speaking, just like mean mugging you on the camera. Like, what is this look supposed to represent? It's always just so ominous. I don't know, man.
No, but that's how Sony does their I know their what do you call it? It's a white background that looks like like you're doing like a perp identification thing, right? Like you're in a perp lineup. It's just it's weird. I'm surprised people haven't green screened it.
I know, and put some crazy stuff in the background, right? With the dude singing, "We're gonna do it anyway" in the background. Fantastic. Anyway, the great Yuzu, member for 6 months, who's also a great member of our Discord. Shout out to Yuzu. He says Sony ain't moving by. Sony isn't moved by Twitter or Reddit or anything. There you go. Or the colon capital D as he calls it. It is what it is. You know. Yeah.
By the way,
and you know why? You know why they aren't moved by that? Because because their group, the fan base, have not cut their teeth actually making them move. They always tend to go along. So now they don't listen to nobody.
All of this like boycott PlayStation stuff is not like nobody's gonna stand on business when Wolverine or Luffy or GTA comes out. They're going to be like, yeah, but the boycott was the week before that came out conveniently. If you want to show them something, don't buy Wolverine. Don't buy GTA. Don't buy Luffy. But you're not going to do that. You're going to buy it.
And because you do, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. You know, they're going to keep doing what they're doing. Now, not to be outdone, Xbox also has some news here. Let's talk about some Xbox news. It actually hit me with Tom Warren's tweet. If you'll check this out, let's see if I can pull it back up again. Did you see this?
I did see it.
He says, if you're wondering how Xbox did compared to the rest of Microsoft over the past year, there you go. There's the chart, right? And this chart specifically, this right here, if you're looking at it on your screen, is why some of us are going, they're getting rid of their hardware. Because the more that top level goes ridiculously high, the lower it'll make the bottom one, which is Xbox. Because Xbox is driven by hardware, right? It's driven by the consoles that you guys love so much. But of course, the more they're doing well in the server products, console and cloud services, because that's with them being a landlord to AI, that's how much margins, how much money they're making. And look at what it's doing to Xbox.
So what you have to ask yourself, right, when you see a chart like this, is if you are making the decision and you know for every $1 billion I spend, I get $3 billion back if I spend that $1 billion in AI.
Yep.
For every $1 billion that I spend on gaming, maybe I'll make I don't know, a couple 100 million, right?
Yep.
So where do you spend the same money?
Yeah.
And I think that's where, and I'm not saying I agree with that, but I think that that's the drive to say, why should they spend the money on gaming when they can spend the same money and make more money elsewhere?
Exactly. Just because you like it and it drives, your engagement doesn't look, at least on paper, like it's financially advantageous, right? It looks like they make more money there. Why waste their money down there?
I also think, though, that this, as A-Rod points out, is she doing Hollywood math here? And the answer is yes. Not Hollywood rules math, but Hollywood. Yes. Shout out to Hollywood rules in the chat. Indeed. But no, this is because, listen, the reality is Xbox is down because they had a crazy year prior, and they had a good Call of Duty. And last year, they had a not good Call of Duty. And then they had a bunch of competition. And so now, because Call of Duty underperformed, it looks like the whole business underperformed. And that is the excuse that they use to cut these things down. And listen, I am of the mind that they needed to trim some fat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, like, if when, and we'll talk about Winhands later, but that is just a microcosm of how slow moving things are there, and certain strategies that were planned that didn't work out or taking too long to bear fruit. I'm sorry, and we'll get into it. But again, you just say what it is. Don't try to paint this picture like you gotta crap on the whole thing just because you just say we gotta trim the fat, right? We're competing against AI in the same company. AI is making way more money than us, and we got to figure out how, right? That's really what it is.
Exactly. That's literally what it is. And the question is, will the brain trust continue to allow them to figure it out, or will they go, well, we want this, we don't want that? That's the fear here. How long will they be allowed to have this and figure it out, or will time run out? That's the fear. And on that, I'll quickly drop this the super chat. Yuzu with a $2 super chat. Why is it in orange? Are they running out of red, bruh? I don't know, man. Maybe because if it gets to red, then they got to cut it off. I don't know. I have no idea. But shout out to you.
It's in orange because that's how you classify Hollywood math.
Then, of course, we have the great Big Bad Mo in the chat. He's been a member for 30 months. Shout out to you, good sir. He says, shout out to the panel. Halo may not be special, but Gears of War is, with a smiley face. Everborn still waiting for the new books, sir. Hashtag Chief needs to retire. You need to stop the madness. Hashtag in Asha I trust. Well, you keep trusting. Go ahead, Everborn. When are you going to hit the man with a new book?
Shut his mic off with that. that Chief
boo that man.
Retire.
He asked you a question. When them books coming out, sir? He's waiting. Still. He's waiting.
I keep saying this, so I know, like, I'm out here like George R.R. Martin now, but like the next book that is coming out is Prince of Arcadia, book 5, which includes 3 chapters in it. So this thing is going to be over 150 pages. It's going to be hardcover, and it's a flashback to show you how the things you've already read came into fruition. So it's very close to the sort of Game of Thrones politics kind of thing. And so the wait will be worth it. That's all I can say. But we got 2 chapters in the can already, colored, everything. We're working on the 3rd chapter, and I'm trying to finish it before New York Comic Con this year, but we'll see how it goes.
Big Mad Mo, shout out to you. Everborn, George R.R. Everborn, shout out to Mr. Too Opinionated. He continues to keep boot on neck, on R.R. Martin. So you continue to keep boot on neck on Everboard, sir. This is all fair and legal.
I deserve
to me.
it. I deserve it.
This is all legal to me. This all looks pretty above board. So there you go. And then we have Sycamore 7 with a $10 super chat. He says, y'all have a good show, Everboard and K. Hit that like button and subscribe. And then he starts crying and laughing. He has been like in the chat fighting the fight. Shout out to Sycamore. Thank you. Appreciate you for your donation. Again, I will say it because I've been told I don't say it enough. Please, if you consider donating, if you have, we appreciate you. All these donations are going to defray the costs of us heading to PAX West to go cover some of the stuff that we see there. We're expecting it to be some real cool stuff. We've never been to Seattle, never been to PAX West. We did PAX East, as you recall, in Boston, and now we're trying to do PAX West. So that will happen in September. Shout out to all of you. Thank you all so much for the continued donations. Day Reezy with a 5. He says, PlayStation fans, please continue discs. Let's boycott later. Also, PlayStation fans, buys all old Call of Duty games digitally. PlayStation, that's what we thought. Yes, the reason why, I didn't see J Mac in here. Shout out to the great J Mac. I see he's been online putting some videos out there. He put a video up, I think it was 2-3 days ago, that said exactly the same thing. The reason why they're doing this is because they're listening to you, right? If you, or they're watching your moves. If you spend all your money in a digital way, right? If you spend all your money buying digital this, digital that, and it's 80+% of the consumer base doing that, that speaks volumes. It makes those discs not worth printing on anymore. It makes that pipeline not worth maintaining anymore, right? And the added benefit of y'all all going to digital is now they have control over the entire pipeline, even the used market, even the, oh, remember that old game you loved way back when? Yeah, that disappeared from your library so you can go buy the remaster. Like, all of it is in their favor. So as long as you're, you know, and it sucks, but that's where we are with it, right? Like, so, you know, and at this point, there's just no turning it back. There's just no, the numbers are what they are. Right? So, like, so you know, it is what it is. But all right, thank you so much for the donation. I've been on my square on this one for a minute. I feel like we really should continue to fight the good fight and let people know that even though we lost the fight when it came to physical media, we definitely need to start talking about digital rights, because unless you do that, they're going to remove games whenever they feel like it, and you will have no recourse because you signed that, 100-page EULA that had that small clause in it somewhere. It's kind of wild, and another cheap plug on that, by the way. If you haven't had a chance to, please check out the show we did. I think it was 2 weeks ago on that topic. The great Soil Tech came here, lent his subject matter expertise to the proceedings. Dude is, really laid it out, really talked about what digital rights and actual rights look like, from a legal perspective, really awesome stuff. So if you haven't checked it out, you should definitely do that. We broke that out into a short so people could watch that individually. But yeah, shout out to the great Soil Tech. I will drop this here while we move on to the next story. And that's from the great Slow Backslap. He says, I bought that Dragon Sword game. If I don't like it, I'm sending Everboard a hey big head text at 3:02 a.m. tonight and stopping until he responds.
He says not
or
stopping.
His wife or not stopping until he responds or his wife slaps him. Damn. Or stabs him. Jeez. See what you did, Everboard?
Well,
your reputation on the line right now.
I am, well, two things. I sleep with my phone outside of the room because I don't need interruptions.
Okay.
So I'm in no fear. And also, I think you're going to enjoy the game.
I see what you're doing, Eastside. I see what you're doing. I didn't see it until now. I see what he's doing. Son of a... Anyway, we're moving on. Let's see. As for more news, because we have a lot more news, and we are in the, I guess we could call it the Xbox block. If you watched Xbox 2 this week, shout out to the great duo of Jez Corden and Randolph Thor 19. If you watched it, you heard some real interesting tea being spilled. Now, Everborn, I think you saw this as well. I'm not sure if you did, but let's see here. it's interesting. He's saying, and this is the quote: Microsoft has some plans regarding with regards to how they come up on a PC, shall I say? And I don't know what that pertains to with regards to Steam. But the plans that I know about, I've got to be careful here. Plans suggest it gives them a window to potentially pull out of Steam. So I wouldn't be shocked if eventually we do see a universe where Microsoft quits Steam, but I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I think it could go either way right now. I'm trying to do my research. Sir, what say you?
Okay. I'm just going to say this. Halo is on PlayStation. They're not pulling anything off of Steam. Okay. If these are the people, right, that have no sense of urgency in updating their own PC app, right? To the point where, and it's not only them, but people like Winhance can come and drop meaningful features every 2 weeks. And we are 2 years into this push into PC. And the apart from the sort of controller input that they added to the Xbox PC app, it has not meaningfully changed, not from a UI perspective, right? These are people that don't think Halo is special enough to pull off a PlayStation. These are people that are allowing Luffy to get dropped a day before Fable, the game that they delayed so they could have their own moment. These people are going to pull away from Steam. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I don't think they have the gumption.
Erodimus is in the chat taking his victory lap already. He says they leaving Steam. Erodimus is right. Of course.
Listen,
of course.
Worry about fixing your own. Okay.
Here we go.
I want you to launch the.
No. We have a lot more to go, man.
No. I know. Launch your Xbox PC app right now and tell me how it's changed in the last 2 years.
Oh damn.
Do these people like? We need to bring back shame in society.
Name and shame,
right?
What you're saying?
So again, I don't see any universe where they have the courage to do that. Now, again, if you say theoretically, all things being equal, in a perfect world, if they have a PC app, they should drive customers there. Yeah, they should. That's not in their DNA. So I don't believe it.
So this Mr. Too Opinionated chat, I think you should read this one. Here you go.
Oh, hey, see, he's doing sound effects. You have to, if you listen to, what is it? It is Lean On Me, right? With Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
so he's saying, you smoke crack, don't you?
I've seen you do this in the Discord before. That's why I wanted you to do it. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Too Opinionated. By the way,
Wade Johnson says the Xbox Insider Preview app experimental, not beta. Wade Johnson, have they changed the UI? Have they changed the UI at all in the last God knows how many years?
Yeah.
And mind you, they have a good UI in cloud. They have a good UI on the console. PC app, they just walk it around like they think it's fine.
Shout out to the great VG Fight School who's in here speaking God's gospel, DRM free. You know.
So what is it? Is he on Morty's team? No GOG, no buy?
Speak to the people, ladies and gentlemen. Speak to the people. Let them know what digital rights really means. We're gonna get into it at some point. You know what? That's a conversation we should have at some point, man.
Rodimus says Asha is a different kind of killer. Why didn't why didn't she pull Halo?
Oh man. We're gonna start that fight. We're gonna start that fight now. Okay.
Listen, it's okay. Like it's okay, right? These are people who, as VG says, and we need another VG video, but these are people who want money. You think these people, you saw that chart? You think on PC, where people are allergic to the Xbox PC app unless it's through Game Pass? Like, who do you know that buys games on the Xbox PC app? So I will believe this when they start fixing the Xbox PC app so that it is competitive.
So in addition to I just put up right now some of the stuff we know, right, from the next Xbox, and this is all via Windows Central. And recently there was also a leak memo with what is it, the 4 C's: creation, creativity, like what was it? Go ahead, everyone. I forget what the 4 C's are that Asha mentioned. Hold on, let me find it.
By the way, VG Fight School says for Xbox, if Xbox leaves Steam, people will only participate if they remove DRM. I agree that would be a selling point, but my question, VG, for you is, have you seen anything from Microsoft currently that gives you the indication they would do that? I have not seen anything that says that Microsoft is interested in removing DRM. GOG will do that. Yes, that's their claim to fame. Yes. I can't see him do it. Would I welcome it? Absolutely.
And funny enough.
And by the way, I just want to say, these are things that I hope that I'm wrong on.
When it comes to that, if you look at GOG's library right now, do you know what you see more of? PlayStation games. Microsoft doesn't even play in GOG at all. So like the idea of owning your game, even PlayStation has an avenue, even the smallest way, that lets you actually own an installer of a game. Microsoft barely has a blip on that. So yeah, it is what it is when it comes to that. The 4 C's I was talking about: core, which is strengthening their platform led by console; content, growing the games into global franchises; creation, making Minecraft the world's platform. Minecraft, really? And connection, extending the worlds that fans love.
For creation, and this is why she has Minecraft reporting directly to her. She wants to turn Minecraft into a direct competitor for Roblox.
Yeah.
Now, this is the way you should think about Roblox. Aside from weirdos trying to do stuff. Anyway, we'll
aside from the reason why my children are not allowed to play it.
Yes. Monitor your children. Everyone. But we really need to begin to think about, and Chris Dring had somebody on, he was talking to them about this the other day, which was, you have to think of Roblox is not a game. Roblox is a platform. Yeah. It is like another Steam. It is like another console. It is just that it is user-generated games, right?
Yep.
And so that is what she sees, and the potential is there for Minecraft, but like, how much would you have to change Minecraft for you to be able to like make games that you publish to other people on there? I don't know, because basically Roblox is like YouTube for games.
Yes, kind of. Yeah, very, absolutely. Yeah.
So again, and me being animated about the Xbox PC app is because I want them to fix it, and I don't think they actually use it themselves because they wouldn't be comfortable with it if they did.
The Hammer,
Hammer
is dropping it hot as he does. The great Pixel Bit G with a 5. Thanks for the donation. He says this is a company that celebrated its 25th years of existence by lifting its skirt. Holy crap! 18 games made by them, but only 3 for their hardware. Dead brand energy. Oh, damn. Do you disagree with any of this sentiment by the Hammer?
I mean, I'm not a hardliner in either direction. Sometimes I see where it makes sense. Other times I don't, obviously, with Halo and a lot of the single player stuff from XTS, but I just think they took a hatchet to something that required a scalpel.
I think
there was a smart way to do this where they could make the money that they need in this sort of super mature, hyper competitive market and still keep their core fans who spend a lot of money with them happy. And I just think they sacrificed the bird in the hand for the potential 2 in the bush.
Indeed. The Great Winter Soldier. Like, man, what a great name. What a $5 super chat. He says, I've never understood why Microsoft/Xbox actively chooses to trail behind in the storefront wars when they have their own OS and would directly benefit. Yeah, man. This tends to be
because there are
the back
people
and
out there
forth.
that tell them it's fine, right?
This tends to be the back and forth. They don't tend to have the sense of urgency or agency needed to compete at that level for some reason. You know, it's odd, but yeah, it seems to be more and more of a thing.
Now go back to the 4Cs. So we talked about creation
Yes.
and Roblox. Scroll down. Let me see what the other C's are. All right, strengthen the platform and lead by console. I need to understand what that means and shout out to Aaron. We had a conversation in Discord this week, and he thinks, as you know, and maybe you have this as a story later, when she's talking about 200 million new players and where they came from, and then she says we installed the app on 150 million TVs, and now they got the Hisense app, but they need to monetize those users and things like that. Like all that's fine, but what Aaron was saying is, isn't that the same as this is an Xbox? Why are people okay with that and not with this is an Xbox? And I've said very clearly to Aaron, it's because this is an Xbox stopped making sense to people when they started putting games on PlayStation, and they stopped having their console at the center of their messaging. So it's not what they were doing, it was how they were explaining it, right? And so everybody was on board and even championed cloud as the way that Xbox was going to win until the just 4 games thing. And again, I understand they had to do what they had to do, but there's ways you do these things, and they were overly aggressive in the language around diversifying their, like, becoming a platform as opposed to just a box, right? So that's what turned a lot of people off to it. Because I remember when Keystone was a thing, everybody was like, oh my God, that's going to be crazy. And oh, it's going to be on every phone. Like, people were excited until just 4 games. So I think we'll see how they can thread that needle.
Yeah.
And then grow great games into global franchises. Another way to describe that is the salt mines, right? They are going to be Fallout, Elder Scrolls. I hope they become a Halo factory. Listen, the thing is, people say, oh, that's just going back to Halo, Gears, and Forza. No, it's not. Halo, Gears, and Forza was only a problem because that's all they had. If they have 10 IPs or more that they are fully focused on investing in those and doing spin-off sequels and remakes from those, that's not the same as just having Halo, Gears, and Forza. So as long as we keep getting Halo games and new Gears games that are at the quality of E-Day and the visual fidelity of Campaign Evolved, and then you add Overwatch and Diablo and Doom and Wolfenstein and Elder Scrolls, maybe it's okay to let the Sandfalls make your sort of indie experimental stuff. Maybe it's okay to have external studios do that, and if you can grow it, you bring them in-house, right? So
I don't disagree. It's an interesting idea. But my if I have any concern or question about it is, do they stick with it for the long haul? Because that tends to be my, like, that they get to the 2-yard line proverbially, and then they turn around.
So I also want to be clear, right? And it doesn't say it here, but in their 10K filing, if you read it and you look at the last sentence, they say they want to do that by exclusive content, right? So me talking about what IPs they can grow is a separate question from the exclusives. And if they want to grow console, I think you have to have some exclusive strategy. Does everything need to be exclusive? No, but I don't even think Pixel would tell you everything needs to be exclusive. But they need something to keep people excited about the platform. So
Yeah.
while you're expanding those franchises, you have to have some carve outs that say this one and not that one is gonna be everywhere, and they need to explain that clearly. They still haven't done that. So we'll see what that goes. And then I don't know what connection means, that like, so maybe you can take that one.
You know, connecting extends the worlds that fans love. In other words, extends the worlds that fans love. That to me spells transmedia. If you're extending the world that fans love, that is you're connecting like console gaming to what, movies and TV, to extend the worlds that fans love. Or
is this just more fan fest stuff?
Yeah, well, no, I don't think so. They're extending the worlds that fans love. So maybe live service game, right? More server-based games that lots of people can play and all that, you know, server-backed type of situations. It just seems like it's more monolithic gaming than the opposite that they were doing with the little small, you know, indie and experimental stuff. It looks like she's talking at a high level, like large scale, you know, innovation, which, hey, we'll see how it turns out. I, for one, am still with the corporate
was
side
this
eye.
memo posted anywhere? Because I know it's only through The Verge that you can get it.
It's only through The Verge you can get
Okay.
it. It's only through The Verge.
So it's an actual leak.
Yeah, it's
not like one of those things where they're saying it's a leak and then she posted.
Yeah, and she also actually actually had some words to say on Twitter.
Now here's the question. This is the other thing. She says she wants to return them to growth. Do you think she can, and again, that'll just show if it's a good year for Call of Duty, magically they're back at growth, right? It's almost like Call of Duty's bringing down the whole thing. But do you think she can turn the ship around in just one fiscal year to where they're making money again?
I don't think so. I don't think that anyone has that power to turn everything around and now nothing to see here. But this again speaks to what I was saying. Like, there are moves that can be made that we know will eventually lead to the turning of the tide, but it requires you having the conviction and the vision to continue to follow it through.
But
I've said it before, and I say it one more time. It seems they put a plan together. It looks good. Looks like it'll work. It might work. It might not work, but they don't wait to see it land and then they turn around. So this
is my issue, though, right? Like, if COD does well this year and then the numbers are up, like, that's not really saying the ship is turned around and see we did what we had to do. That just means COD did well this year. COD didn't do well the previous year, and so everything's down. And so you can make any excuse within that, right? So you can make a justification or an excuse, however you spin it. And the business is really
able to spin the yarn here, sir. We don't want that.
Yeah, but you're really saying
to spin her yarn.
Okay. All right.
She needs to be able to use this to do some Hollywood math. She needs to be able to spin her yarn so that she can make her vision happen without people pushing back. So allow her to spin her yarn. It is all right. It is. Let's move on.
Well, before we move on, I do have to ask you a question.
Okay.
Should
Charles is great.
Heartbeat
Johnny. What's going on, brother?
Should XGS move the date for Fable only on PlayStation? Don't delay it on PC and Xbox. Should they move it on PlayStation?
See, if you do that,
right? Playground did it for Forza, right? So
no. But Playground announced it that way a long time ago. These guys have announced the day and date, have they not?
So what? There's a game, some Avatar game that just 12 days before launch was like, yeah, we got to delay the Xbox version.
Yes, that's true.
So they can absolutely, it doesn't matter what they announce, it's delayed. We had technical difficulties. Oops. What are you going to
do? Okay.
What is PlayStation going to do? Are they going to say they can't publish on their platform anymore? Are they going to say we don't want COD anymore?
Here you go. How about you go the Pixel route? Cancel the one on PlayStation because Sony has proven to be a bad partner. How about that? This is where we're going.
You left out the last part.
Hey man.
The F
them, he says. F them, he says. It is what it is, right? If we're gonna delay stuff, because look, The reason you put stuff there is because you want consumers to buy, right? And these are, let's be honest, sensitive consumers. Everyone is feelings based. So the minute you do that, even the small modicum of fans you might have that are excited will then feel betrayed. Oh, you screwed us. Now the juice was never worth the squeeze in the first place. They will most likely not buy because now they feel betrayed. Right? So if that's where you're going as far as delay it, why not go the Pixelbit G route? Because now,
I wouldn't be mad at that. The only thing, and this is the pushback that I got on that, was, well, if you have contracts with the dev team who have bonuses tied to how the game's performing. True. But the only thing I'll say to that, if they're dropping Luffy on your head, another $70 or $80 game, you're not gonna hit those PlayStation KPIs anyway.
Well, but the point is not about hitting or not hitting the KPIs. For Microsoft, I would imagine the point is not giving anyone the potential to say they didn't do right by that contract. Right? If it falls the way it falls and it fails, hey, you did your best, it failed. You have no room to maneuver or fight. But if we pull it from this or we pull it from that, even if the game was good, bad, or indifferent, or the consumer, none of that will matter. You change the rules of the game, so I get to sue you. And I think they're trying to inoculate themselves from that eventuality, however they do it. Right. But the question would be, how do you do that? Do you supplement their income so that it becomes a null and void conversation? But how can you extrapolate how much potential loss? It's not an easy thing to do. Right. And we're talking about internal contracts that they have with their developers.
EF100AZ says, what are you going to do, Everborn, when Xbox doesn't cancel Fable because Halo couldn't be canceled on PlayStation? I'm not going to do anything because they're not going to cancel Fable on PlayStation. They're not going to move the date. I'm saying they should, but they're not canceling anything. Like, it's coming out on PlayStation day and date. I just think it would be smart if you're putting it on PlayStation so you could make more money, and because of a very hyper competitive market and release schedulings that are being moved around GTA, you put it on there and you don't make no money. What's the purpose of you putting it there?
So, like, all right. So, real quick, let me say thank y'all once again for being here. Appreciate y'all. Like, we're heading to 2 hours almost right now. We have a few more topics to discuss, and we're gonna get into it because I think this block right now will be very much focused on the on the real side of things. I don't want us to lose some of that. So first, thank y'all so much for being here. Please, if you haven't done so, hit that like button. Let other folks know that we're doing this. Let the algorithm know that we are here. We're going to be and feed it so that it continues to provide for us. Once again, thanks to everyone who has already donated. We really appreciate all your donations and all that. We really do. It helps defray all the costs and whatnot to continuing to provide some content for you guys. Boots on ground at PAX West. So we're excited to do that. And you guys are helping facilitate us doing it. Before we head to the On the Real thing, though, I need to take a quick moment to stop and say, Gears looks hot. Did Gears not look hot? What do you think, sir? A lot of footage came out about Gears. It looks hot. What do you think?
Fantastic. And also, I see that they're doing like a Doom style thing where it's all about the music and you can switch to Metallica and
they were playing
like
Metallica
that, right?
like in the game, which I'm like, yo, that must have cost you an arm and a leg. Metallica ain't no joke.
Yeah, I hope they're ready to swap that out because that's going to be a license.
There better be a streamer mode or whatever. Yeah,
because then it's gonna one, you're not going to be able to stream it. Two, they're gonna have to pull it for licensing reasons off of Game Pass later.
Indeed. But yeah, man. All we're saying is, if you haven't checked out the there's a lot of that footage out there right now. If you haven't checked out some of the multiplayer footage, it looks freaking cool. It looks like they really cooked. It looks like they spent a lot of time, making that audience happy. There's a lot of footage out there that's really, really cool. I tend to be a person who loves the horde modes, and then I love the campaigns. So I'm there for it. Day one, I will be very, very excited to play it. But yeah, not too much more to discuss on it. that it's coming. It looks like it's coming well. It looks like it's coming together well. And yeah, man, like it's exciting stuff. It looks really, really cool. So if you haven't checked it out, go check out some of that footage. Everborn Saga. Here is where I will stop, and we're gonna change. We're gonna change like role, or change the level of conversation a little bit, because there's been a lot of conversation. A lot of information has dropped. Marvel-based conversation has dropped. So I want to talk a bit about the Marvel-based conversation. This I would say is our on the reel, if you will. There's gonna be a lot of fun speculation. Shout out to the crew there. There's gonna be a lot of that, but I also want to have some real talk towards the end, because man, oh man, there are people on the internet with some narratives, and I don't know how I feel about them, and I want your opinion on them, Everborn. But let's get started with at least this part of it, which is Deadline reporting that X-Men has found Samara Weaving to land the role of Emma Frost. Now, if you've been hanging out in our Discord, you know we talk about this stuff all the damn time. We have called the fact that they're going to be like most of these things will be cast. They will be hiring new actors to reprise old roles, old characters, to move the next phase of the MCU and X-Men focus forward. And it looks like all that is happening here. There's a lot of that Hall H stuff that happened that had a lot of news come out of related to it. Where you want to go, Everborn? How does this news grab you? Is Samara Weaving a good choice? What do you think of the other choices? And by the way, while we're doing that, folks in the chat, get in on this. Who do you think should be who? Because there are a lot of casting rather, and they are going to be casting for new roles in the MCU. Who replaces the Winter Soldier? Who replaces, who's doing all these things? What do you think? Everyone, go ahead.
So that's not Margot Robbie.
Funny. Yeah, I see what you did there.
No, but Samara Weaving, if you've seen Ready or Not 2, there's another movie that she recently did with Jason Segel, where she plays an actress and he plays a director, and they're married to each other, and they're going on a getaway, and they just happen to separately be planning to kill each other on that vacation. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But the point is, she can handle. She's funny. She can handle herself in an action scene, not like a choreographed fight or anything like that, but like I think it works for what the MCU is. So I think it's very good casting for that character.
There we go. Yeah. Hey, shout out to Game Tech Talk. The great Clef is in the house. What's going on, bro? I hope you're doing well. He's in here. He says he agrees with you. He says also it's good casting. I think so as well. I think she has the look. She's a good actress. Hey, I'm looking forward to it. There's lots of crazy rumors abound right now about who's playing this and who's playing that and all this. Obviously, they had the Comic-Con panel. We have news now on and of course, right on time as we are having our talk of the On the Real segment. The one, the only, Mr. Paris Lilly joins us. Good morning, sir. Welcome.
So Ron Slusher yet again proves he is. You know what? I'm not gonna say it, but he says that they should cast Bryce Dallas Howard instead. So judging by that and the Fable looks mid comments, I think he may be blind. So I hope we have like audio stuff going on. But Paris, what up though?
What's going on, Paris? He's slandering people in the chat. Paris, you there? We can't.
Paris is still getting his life together.
Yeah, no worries. We'll check in with him as we're going through. What Evermore? What do you think of any of these new revelations as far as having Ryan Gosling in there? Oh, I hear you, Paris. What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Yeah,
Paris sounds like he just woke up.
No, I'm good. I'm
just got off a first class flight. I see you, Paris.
I'm just being low key. That's all.
Gallivanting around the world.
There he is. Yep.
I heard Paris is in the running to play the next James Bond. No, but the
Idris.
So no, I really like that they were able to make the Ryan Gosling thing happen for Ghost Rider. I think they wanted that to happen since the movie Drive came out for some reason. And I would just love to see Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Gosling in a scene together.
I mean, you kind of saw it today on the show. Ryan Reynolds was also there as Deadpool.
Yeah. And so, to me, that's exciting. And honestly, this Hall H thing makes me feel more like they've had a plan than I have since Endgame was over, right? Like, it seems like they're actually going somewhere now. And, so I did get a level of confidence from that. I don't know how I feel about not the casting of Black Panther, but like the fact that they're going with the son instead of recasting T'Challa. Because T'Challa is an important character who's been around for a very long time. I think in the comics, we've only ever seen, apart from when Shuri had to step in temporarily, we've really only seen, and you Black Panther fans, correct me if I'm wrong, like it's only been T'Chaka and T'Challa, right? And that has been most of the story. So I really would like it, even if this is the actor they're going with, which I think he's a fine actor. I've seen him in The Long Walk and Alien Romulus, and he's done very well both times. I haven't seen Industry, so you guys can tell me about that. But I'm okay with the casting until I see it. But I just I don't know how I feel about them going with his son instead of just saying this is the new T'Challa from another universe.
What say you, Paris?
I think you. Why does T'Challa have to disappear forever?
He's not. You're literally getting a T'Challa. They built it into the story, and they're honoring Chadwick Boseman by not simply recasting it. How is that an issue?
When are you getting yet another T'Challa?
Hold on. Let me get my thought out. Let me get my thought out.
Go ahead.
If you go by Wakanda Forever and you go with the after credits, that is his son, right?
Yes.
We know, and this goes into a bigger conversation, but to keep it brief, we are about to get the reset here with Doomsday and Secret Wars. So whatever mumbo jumbo multiverse crap they do, they're going to age up T'Challa Jr., and you will continue to have a Black Panther that is called T'Challa. I guarantee, well, I shouldn't say guarantee, I'm very hopeful that Storm will be in Black Panther 3. There's his future queen, and we move forward. And you continue to honor Chadwick Boseman at the same time. How is that a problem?
Paris. So let me quickly, if I can handle this one. I will take East Side Vandal, because his talking points has been the loudest on this one. His thoughts on it has been anytime this has happened in the past, right? The character becomes more important, even though everyone loves and respects the actor who brought him to life in such a real way. Like, they give him the respect due him, and then they recast the character because the character is more important than any one actor. He used Keanu Reeves as not Keanu Reeves, Superman, Christopher Reeves as an example, where, even though he still he had the unfortunate accident he did, and eventually they had to recast him. Like, when Superman Returns, it's not a different Superman. They actually literally made Brandon Roth. They found him to look like the original Superman, so they can continue the same Superman story. So the idea that they are diverging from it, it seems that, and by the way, we're gonna get into, just so y'all know, we're gonna get into some real grown folk, like some back and forth about some decisions being made here. But just to give you a little bit of tip of it, that seems to speak to why is it that this Black powerful character doesn't get the respect that the others do.
But he is. But he literally is, though. I completely disagree with this. You also, first and foremost, do we trust Ryan Coogler here in this room? Do we trust Ryan Coogler?
That has been my retort to all of this. That if it wasn't Coogler that was doing it, then that would make a point.
That's my point.
That has been my retort.
Now let's also go with the fact that him and Chadwick Boseman, not to mention that entire cast, were very close. So they're honoring their friend. Have you seen the behind the scenes and all the stuff they talked about Wakanda Forever? They were damn near crying every day. So it's like, let's honor the man. Yes, I get in other continuities, another actor comes in and plays James Bond and Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne and all that. But they're literally telling you this continued story in this MCU Black Panther Wakanda universe. So now that we had Wakanda Forever and T'Challa died in it, I don't know about y'all, but I was boohoo crying in the theater, and everybody else in the theater was too. So when you got that ending where you find out he does have a son and his name is T'Challa and he understands his legacy.
Toussaint,
hold on. Let me finish.
But go ahead.
You're interrupting me. Let me finish.
Let's go.
That's his Haitian name, since you want to get all technical, but his Wakanda name is Prince T'Challa. Okay.
Second.
Yes. So you're getting another Black Panther. He doesn't even have to be king right away, because let's not forget, they already have a king, because even Shuri is just the Black Panther. She's not ruling Wakanda. So we think about it. Chadwick's story got cut short, unfortunately, due to real life, and he passed away. So let's now continue telling a story of T'Challa as Black Panther through his son, and you get to honor his the legacy of the first T'Challa, which was Chadwick. I don't see the problem here. I'm all for this. I would rather them not just simply recap and just pretend it never happened and another actor is T'Challa.
What are your thoughts, Everborn?
So when do we see another actual T'Challa, or is he gone forever in film?
You're getting him December 2028.
No, I mean, not T'Challa Jr., not T'Challa II, not Haitian Toussaint. T'Challa. When do we get another one?
But you just got him and he died.
No, I understand.
It happened.
I'm asking if he's dead forever.
Yes, I think so.
Film. And that's okay.
So. Yes.
That's not okay for me, right? This is the problem, right? When there is another Batman movie, you expect to see.
But
Bruce
this is
Wayne,
a different circumstance. But I'm going to interrupt you now. This is a different circumstance, though. I understand that typically this is an outlier. You are honoring a man who tragically passed away. So I don't understand the rush to just want to wipe his legacy off the map and recast him. You're honoring him by keeping the name and saying that it is his son.
But
how is that a problem?
But don't you honor his legacy by doing a better performance, right? When
what do you mean a better performance? What do you mean?
Meaning you cast a great actor, like it seems like they did.
They just
and
did.
Have him honor the character by doing a good performance, right?
And
this is the studio. Hold on now. This is the studio that couldn't get Blade off the ground, that just canceled Wonder Man, that we don't know where Monica Rambeau is, canceled all the Black projects. And the only one, because they can't stop Ryan Coogler. They can't stop Ryan Coogler.
Hold on.
Now, T'Challa as a
you just answered your question
is dead forever, and we're just okay with that.
Okay, but again, this is why I said it at the beginning. Do you trust Ryan Coogler? Because clearly he has creative control here. So do you trust Ryan Coogler?
That's irrelevant to this. I don't think it's going to be a bad movie. I think it's going to be a fantastic movie.
No, but this is my point.
He is telling something different.
No. What I'm saying is Ryan Coogler is telling his story. This is his vision. I'm telling you, if he wanted to have just simply recast T'Challa, he probably would have had the green light to do so. He is honoring his friend. I don't see the problem here.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Did Joaquin Phoenix in the first, because the second Joker movie was terrible, but in the first Joker movie, did he dishonor Heath Ledger's legacy?
This is completely different.
It's kind of,
you know it. No, it's not. No, it's not. Was it this? Did Christopher Nolan make Joker?
No, he didn't.
There you go.
But you said out of your mouth that T'Challa Senior is gone forever, and you're okay with that. And all I'm saying is I'm not okay with that. And what they're doing now means if we ever do get another T'Challa, it will not be for 10 to 20 years.
Yes. And in the interim, you're going to have this T'Challa's son honor his legacy as the Black Panther. with a fantastic actor. Okay, to bring this all the way
The
back,
movie's going to be fantastic. Let's just let me be clear about that.
So let's take it on along these. Well, no, we're diving way too into weeds.
Well,
if we
hold
do
on,
that.
hold on. One thing. I really did want to take it really there. So let's just unveil it and talk all the way there, right? There's been a bunch of articles written, like to the point that the man made a few minutes ago. That's where I was going, right? This is the talk happening right now. Canceled. Wonder Man canceled. Blade canceled. Where the heck is Monica Rambeau? You know, Sam sideline. All of this. There are articles out about how Hollywood is treating these projects. You have Mahershala Ali literally with his own mouth calling them out. Y'all have billions of dollars. If you wanted to make the movie, you would have made the movie, right? There's a thing going on about Hollywood and Marvel and how they're undoing what they seemingly did. Let's talk about it. Is it a thing, or is it just? Does it happen to be serendipitous that all the black projects are getting sidelined?
Look, this is where me and Everborn are in full agreement. It's very suspicious. Okay, this does not look good. And no, I am not saying that Kevin Feige or Disney are racist or anything like that. But man, the coincidence that all these black projects are getting canned or big characters sidelined all at once is very suspicious. And yes, I'm very happy that Mahershala called out this BS. I've been saying this for years at this point. Unfortunately, how hard is it to give us the freaking Daywalker taking out some vampires? That's literally all we want to see. How can you not get that to screen? But you sure as heck got Gosling with Ghost Rider. You seem to have got that one and it's ready to go. I know that.
Yeah. So his and I'll leave y'all to read the article fully. But basically, he said he's been doing this for years at this point. You know, if they wanted to get it done, they would have gotten it done. He was under contract. The studio has billions of dollars. If they wanted the movie to be made, it would have been made. They moved on, and so too has he.
So look at what Hollywood Rules put in the chat. He says, was it Scott Snyder? I think he's the guy that talks
probably Jeff Snyder.
Jeff Snyder. Sorry, yeah. He says Jeff Snyder is saying Ali is full of crap. They couldn't agree on the movie that Ali wanted to make, a black period piece, and not simply Blade kills vampire. That Blade is still in Midnight Suns.
He's not 100% incorrect, because again, bringing Ryan Coogler back into this, if you watch Sinners, all the costumes, it was the same costume designer that was doing it for Blade, and they literally just moved it right over to Sinners. So all the costumes you see in there, it was going to be a period piece. That is true. Now, I also heard that part of the pushback on that was they wanted Blade to have a daughter, and really it was almost going to be the daughter was the focus and not so much the main character that was Blade.
But so, you know what though? It's funny you say this, Paris, because
but as long as she were called Blade, they shouldn't matter, right?
But listen, stop it. Ever since I've seen them, and by the way, this likeness, this is from Alita Battle Angel, where he's the bad guy and he literally looks like Blade. Ever since they announced that he'd be doing Blade, I have looked at this whole project with a side eye, because how long are you going to have him for? Do you know he's basically the same age as Wesley Snipes? Like, you're not having this man do like future projects like that. This will be maybe 1, maybe 2. He's done, right? So you now saying that they were going to kind of sideline him for a female, real quote unquote move forward protagonist, that makes kind of some sense to me. Because I'm like, it's one thing if Mahershala Ali is 10, 15 years younger than Snipes. He's literally like 2-3 years in difference from Snipes. He's just as old. How do you make him the focal point, the new Snipe, the new Blade, moving forward when you know you're recasting characters left and right all over the place? It wasn't going to last. It was going to be a 1 or a 2 and done, right? And if that's the case, then damn it, I want Snipes back. That's just me, because they're the same age.
Let me just ask you like a theoretical question. Like, what if Sinners was Blade, and instead of Michael B. Jordan, it was Mahershala Ali cast, and the one that, in the ending, they just tell you in present day he's Blade.
I mean,
if they went Mahershala Ali's way, I think that could have worked. I think people would have accepted that.
Sure, but I have a feeling that in this world, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but what both works and fails is that you must always go through the gatekeeper that is Feige. And if he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it.
Unless you're Ryan Coogler, who does what he wants in Hollywood.
Sure, right? Unless you got into that upper echelon where no one can say nothing to you. It is what it is, right?
Yeah, that's basically right now Christopher Nolan and Ryan Coogler. Sure.
But I guess the point of the matter is, like, when it comes to this and the idea that maybe they were using him to set up another character that then moves forward, like, it makes me go, why the heck would you do that with Mahershala Ali? Why wouldn't you do that with actually Wesley Snipes, who is the same age again and has already played Blade recently? You want to, because he knows he's not going to be there for long. You're at that certain age. You're at a different part of your career. It is what it is. They're not going to want to pay you the amount of money you want to be paid. You're not going to want to do the workouts necessary to do all of the future roles necessary. So if they're using him as a springboard to getting a new character in, young female, whether that works or not, it's a different conversation. Why wouldn't they use Wesley instead of Mahershala, who already as Blade?
Because Wesley had some issues, had a reputation of being difficult to work with, and
we hear that a lot.
And Mahershala, award-winning actor. You know what I mean? Like, for anyone that saw Luke Cage and him as Cottonmouth, oh my God, the best villain in the MCU.
Yes, but I mean, by the way, Paris, and I agree with you about all this because I know all the details as far as the past of Snipes and all this. But am I wrong, or can we expect to start hearing that same sentiment about Mahershala Ali since he's out here on Front Street, calling out some real BS?
Hey, shout out to Sincere. Sorry, Paris. He said they can always bring back Sticky Fingers as Blade.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, but see, I think Mahershala is big enough and award-winning enough. It'd be the same as if Robert Downey Jr. called him out for some nonsense. He's untouchable. What do you think? Mahershala Ali's not going to get roles in Hollywood because he called out Marvel?
The reason I'm saying that is because it seems like a lot of our actors, will say, get that label.
Yeah, but you can't. This is the thing. You can't do that. That's like trying to put that label on Ryan Coogler right now. You can't. Mahershala Ali is up
because he's untouchable.
He's in the prime of his career right now. If he has a couple of flops and he's whatever, then they might be able to pounce while there's blood in the water. But right now, his credibility is greater than Marvel's right now. Yeah, so he can say that. And somebody whose credibility wasn't up there would have to shut up. So, for example, you are not going to hear Yahya Abdul-Mateen II come out and say anything bad. Why? Because he's not untouchable like Mahershala Ali is. He was very gracious about the canceling. Unlike Tomi Adeoye. Okay, we could talk about that.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. That's going to take us to 3.5 hours. We ain't doing that. Let's talk for a moment about Yahya Abdul-Mateen. Anyone who has watched this show is like kind of vexed. I am. Show is excellent. He's going to get mad awards. They even came out on Front Street and said, oh yeah, season 2's in the works, only to then go, yeah, maybe not. Really?
Well,
I'm sorry.
There's a reason that no one is talking about with this. That's probably why it happened. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's because nobody watched it. That's what I said. And then K-Asante thought I was hating. I was like, no, I'm not saying it wasn't good. I'm just saying nobody watched it.
Yeah, no, but
there's a secondary reason to that too. But go ahead.
Okay.
Really quickly, because I want to end the Blade thing. And Hollywood Rules says something interesting. How about Michael B. Jordan as Blade? I would not be against that. And don't tell me he was Killmonger. Don't tell me. Go ahead.
Finish what you're going to say because I got to say something to the chat right now.
Yeah. Don't tell me Michael B. Jordan was already Killmonger while we're all getting ready to go see Robert Downey Jr. play Doom. You could absolutely have Michael B. Jordan as Blade, but go ahead, Paris.
No, my thing. Look, and I'm just call you out by name. Eastside, relax. Seriously.
Oh yeah.
I am giving my opinion. I have not said Everborn's opinion is wrong, nor your opinion or anyone else's in the chat. But
so Paris, let's set you up real quick.
Okay,
look. I'm showing you this. Look, see, there's a $2 super chat from Mr. Too Opinionated. He says, Vandal, if you're reading this, check your levels. He is always known to be hot. This is what we make fun of him all the time. Don't take it seriously. We have a soundboard in our Discord literally for him and his heart rate. It is what it is. But continue, sir, please.
No, but now I'm forgetting what I was. Oh, going back to the Wonder Man thing. So to your point, yeah, nobody watched it. Number one, it was great. Don't get me wrong, but no one's watching anything on Disney Plus, even Daredevil, which I think is good, which is a whole nother conversation.
Even good shows.
But,
Yep.
But here's the other part about this that you got to realize: who's the executive producer of Wonder Man? Destin Daniel Cretton, however you say his last name.
Who's the director of Spider-Man, right?
Right. So to this point, Shang-Chi 2 is a passion project for him. So, and look, they are not letting him stop doing Spider-Man. That ain't happening. So maybe he has too much on his plate to where, look, you got to let something go. The low-rated show on Disney Plus, maybe we got to let that go so you can focus on the next Spider-Man and probably executive produce Shang-Chi 2. That's my thought.
So this is not anybody's opinion but my own, and I'm not even sure if this is my opinion. This is just a thought, so I'm prefacing whatever I'm about to say with that. Don't think that, like, with the current administration and them trying to recorrect and thinking, being influenced by a. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. No, I'm saying this to the chat again. I am allowed an opinion. If you don't want to hear my opinion, I don't have to be here, because I'm not going to sit here and be disrespected in the chat while I'm not disrespecting anyone else. That's real talk. I'm just giving my opinion. So if y'all want me to go, just say so in the chat and I can leave. That's just real talk.
Oh, no one's asking to leave, Paris. Like, and if people are being disrespectful in the chat, we expect that our moderators will handle. So.
Well, it's okay.
So yeah, everybody, we're just having fun, man. Just everybody relax. Take it easy. Everybody has an opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them, and most of them stink. It's okay. But the question is there any connection between all of these things and maybe an Ike Perlmutter influence? Well, we need to go back, and doing all of this other stuff didn't work for us, so now we're just going to go back to the traditional look and feel of heroes and excluding Ryan Coogler because he prints money, but everything else that's not that, we're not taking a chance.
You think this is them overcorrecting the opposite way
to make certain people happy?
Okay.
Nobody sees that.
I think I don't think you're 100% wrong. I think there's some there. You know what I mean? I think that there's a percentage of that there for sure, but I don't think that's the overall reason.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get like politics into it. It's just it's hard to bog
down. Yes, and I needed to bring this up because, like, you know, we've been talking in the Discord about this thing for some time now, and more coming out. Like it's kind of crazy. It becomes difficult not to see the pattern. It's, you know, it becomes difficult not to see the pattern. And by the way, if Monica Rambeau is not in any future project, then this is very real, right?
She's in Doomsday. You know she's in Doomsday.
There you go. Now, there is a world where we come back and go, where the heck was Monica Rambeau?
Did you see? But no. But on her for just a second. Did you see the clip of her at Comic-Con because she was promoting something, another project, and they asked her about oh my god, the hoops she was jumping through to not answer that question was hilarious.
Hey, unlike that dude on the Spider-Man red carpet who spoiled a certain thing that we're not going to say here.
Yeah, we're gonna move on now. That one. Yeah, we're gonna move on. But yes, I think it's convenient. But it spells it's a bad look, and if they care about this kind of stuff, we'll see them actively like avoid this. And by the way, this image it sells it. But where's Ironheart? Where there's a lots of different characters that they have kind of set up and then kind of left to languish, right? In that kind of way. So it is tending to pull people's triggers on this stuff. Let me catch up on a couple of super chats, and then we'll round out this episode and get the heck out of here. Because I think unless Everborn and Paris, you have some last words, we'll get to that. But let me catch up on a couple more, and we'll get out of here. So
I don't have anything to add, but I would like to see the real T'Challa at some point.
Mr. Supiniator with a $2 super chat. He says, "Doom Horde crossover, please, bro. Say less. That is fantastic. That's a great idea. When are they going to start mixing their peanut butter into their chocolate?
I could definitely see a Doom skin.
Yeah,
Doom guy armor skin, and
it shouldn't just even be a skin. They should. Haven't they not been taking notes from the MCU? Open a wormhole. Give me my Doom guy in my Halo. I don't know.
They should do like an Avenger style game with the Master Chief, Marcus Phoenix, and Doom guy who have to save the universe.
I'm saying. People in our Discord have been calling out carts. Make a cart game with the Xbox characters. I don't know about that. Maybe an FPS with all of them. Who knows? Get a little bit creative. I think people would appreciate it. Hollywood Rules with the $2 super chat. He says Yasmin Lawson for Storm. Book it. Myself and the great Infinite Umbra have been having this conversation back and forth. I have said historically that while I like her look and she's a great actress, I think that others would do. I see other looks are better. But let's be clear here. If I'm not mistaken, unless the rumors are not true, I heard that Coogler was part of the decision process as to who's going to play Storm, since she obviously will be in Black Panther 3. So if that is the case, I suspect we're getting Jamie Lawson. And for those who don't know, she is from Sinners, right? So she does have that look. I think she'll do a great job.
She literally looks like Storm, like the real life Storm. So yeah, they got to cast her. And I forget who I saw it online. I'm forgetting who said it, but look, I'm just again, if you want to keep it real, please, it needs to be a dark skinned Black woman. I'm just saying. saying.
So and this is Jamie Lawson, by the way. This is Jamie Lawson. This is how they cast
she was the one that was sweaty. If you know.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So there's Jamie Lawson. Mr. Two Opinion with a $2 super chat. He says, to Marvel, new T'Challa means a new Wakanda cast. Yeah. They're trying to set up for new money. Right? Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole again, but after Secret Wars, they're resetting the thing, and this movie comes out after Secret Wars. They didn't have to do it this way.
No, but Everborn, to that point of, because I saw that comment earlier. That's kind of, I guess that's where I'm saying, do you trust Ryan Coogler? Because in other words, these cast of characters and this story that he's telling in Wakanda, this T'Challa passed away. So now his son takes the mantle and continues on the legacy. If you were to just quote unquote recast him, I think you got to recast in everybody in Wakanda. That's just me. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that's my opinion.
Okay, in the weeds, you technically don't have to do that after you read the newer Secret Wars, right? Yeah. Where basically they just keep who they want from which universe they want, and you can move forward.
And kind of what they're doing now,
so, right? Exactly. So you could take a T'Challa from another universe and put him in this new thing that gets built after Secret Wars.
But you're missing the point. You're missing the point again. It's Ryan Coogler.
Yes,
it's his friend. It's his friend.
We've already established he's untouchable. He's untouchable.
That's what I'm
in this
saying.
instance has more power over this role than anything else.
but-
If you wanted, and I said this to Vandal in Discord, if you wanted them to prioritize the character of T'Challa over the actor of Chadwick Boseman, then the person who should have written the next Black Panther shouldn't be Ryan Coogler. Because if it is Ryan Coogler, he and his friends, his family brought this out. They will do nothing but respect the man who brought that vision to life in Chadwick Boseman. That's what they will do.
No, I understand that, right? But, and again, none of my argument has anything that I haven't, like, I have way more reservations about Doomsday than I do Black Panther 3. This is not me thinking it's going to mess up the movie. Like, so just be very clear. That's why when you say, do I trust Ryan Coogler? Of course I do, but that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, right? The thing is, and this is just a philosophical difference, right? I think, and I understand it's a different situation, so just let me land the plane before the pitchforks come out. I think that when someone plays Superman, they must honor Christopher Reeves, and so they have to bring their best to it and make it their own, and that's the way you honor him. If you played a Joker, you cannot do a Jared Leto, right? You got to do a Joaquin Phoenix if you want to honor the great performance that Heath Ledger gave, right? And so to me, the way I look at honoring T'Challa, and this, it doesn't matter what I think because I'm not directing the movie, but personally, if you're asking me, right, the way you honor T'Challa is having someone else, and there's a narrative way to do it because of what the MCU set up with the multiverse without changing all the characters and Secret Wars, all of that. The way you honor that character is by coming in and making sure you perform at the level he did. That's how you honor him, by not phoning in your performance, by giving people something that they can't watch, to know that this requires the best of the best actors if you're gonna come in and play T'Challa. So to my mind, it's not about honoring him. I think you honor him by stepping in that role and giving that role the due respect.
Now, and again, I want to be clear. I hear you, everything that you're saying. And
I hear you is a bad word these days.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You're right. My bad. And in 99.9% of the instances, you would be correct. Now, and again, I'm going to pull in some rumor and speculation because he will never 100% ever confirm this. But obviously, Heath Ledger passed with The Dark Knight, right? The rumor, the word on the streets is he was going to be in The Dark Knight Rises. And he was going to almost be, in a way, a Hannibal Lecter type character for Bruce Wayne, where Bruce goes, or Batman goes to Arkham.
So interesting.
And
I heard that as well. Yeah.
Right. So Nolan scrapped all that. And you have to think part of the reasons, to your point, why not just recast him? He didn't do it because it would have been virtually impossible to fill the shoes of Heath Ledger as the Joker. I think, and this is me, that applies to someone trying to step into the shoes of Chadwick Boseman and essentially play the same character and keep that same continuity going. That's just me. That's how I view it. So I get your point. In most circumstances, yes, you recast him. We've seen, obviously, and there's so many different instances that this has happened. But I think this is one of those unique ones where, man, are you sure? Look, I wouldn't want to be the actor that tries to say, well, I'm replacing Chadwick Boseman. Could you imagine?
Tough situation.
It's the same. Listen, I still think that David Jossen feels that same pressure, but I think it's the same pressure when you come in to play Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent.
Well,
one thing. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
One thing about that. When it comes to when you say Batman, right? Batman has historically had many actors play them, and no one has put their stamp on it enough where everybody goes, yeah, nobody else can play him but this man, right? Keith, what do you call it? My 80s Batman will always be my Batman, right? But there's a case to be made for Nolan's Batman, and other people have others that exist, and that's fine, right? This is different than that because this is the only time this character has ever come like to the forefront in modern in the modern zeitgeist, right? And even the close comparison to Superman that's being made, it took what, almost 15 years to get another Superman made. Like by the time another Superman was being made, Christopher Reeves was well old to a point where he, even if he hadn't gone through his accident, would have not been the person to play it because he was an old man at the time. They let that Christopher Reeves Superman sit for years before they attempted it.
Yeah, but that's not also that like it's the thing you have to consider with that. And by the way, I think that they did the right thing in Black Panther 2. I think they honored him and they honored his passing in Black Panther 2. 3, I think they should do something different, but that's whatever. We weren't in a time where you just had superhero movies that was left and right and center. So it is entirely normal that you wouldn't get another superhero movie for a long time after the Christopher Reeves things because it wasn't a big business like it is today. So I don't think they were like, we have to wait 20 years before anybody will accept Brandon Roth as Superman, right? Or whatever. So that I don't know that that's an apples to apples.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. And again, we're in complete hypothetical world here, right? And I wish no harm on this man. I hope he lives a very long life. But let's say, God forbid, after, I don't know, let's pull up, let's say it was after Civil War. Mm-hmm. Robert Downey Jr. tragically passed. Are you recasting Iron Man?
They absolutely would have recast Iron Man.
Yes, absolutely.
It makes Iron Man makes too much money. They would recast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think they're going to recast him even now, where he'll be alive and kicking and beautiful. But they're going to recast him because they cannot afford to keep paying him.
No, and that I understand. I understand moving forward as we get past Secret Wars. You can, look, we know Robert Downey Jr. is putting on the suit again in Secret Wars. That's happening. But beyond that, yes, you recast Cap, you recast Iron Man, all that. Exactly. I'm just saying at the peak of RDJ's powers, right? I think everyone, like, I don't know what you thought back in 2007 when they were like, yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Tony Stark. I'm like, whoa, that is like the literal perfect casting.
The worst idea. Right? You thought it was the perfect casting?
Oh, yes.
I thought it was the worst idea because before he showed up, all you had for him, the only thing I had in my mental canon for him after, and he'd done a Snake Eyes, a bunch of interesting films in the past, but the thing that I had in my head for him before this was Tropic Thunder, which was good, like very good, because to this day I think he's the only one that'll ever get a pass in that way. Right, but I couldn't see it.
It ended with him. No one else.
It ended with him. Absolutely, absolutely. That righteously, right? But I couldn't see it until I saw it, and when you saw it, then you were convinced. But I like his the meta situations that were happening to him, jail and all this other stuff. Like it clouded the idea of the vision of what would eventually be Tony Stark. But hey, he was definitely the man for the job, for sure.
So, well, going back to what you're saying, 2007, my reasoning was back then that he was obviously a hugely talented and award-winning actor who was very troubled, obviously, with some of his issues. And I thought that fit perfectly into the Tony Stark character because it was kind of the same thing. And obviously the demon in the bottle storyline, I'm like, he's perfect for this. So, and then he nailed it. Nolan even just said something recently about that one casting essentially changed Hollywood. That's how important of a casting that he was as Iron Man. But anyways, my point, and obviously y'all disagree with me, and maybe you're right. Like thinking about it in hindsight at that period of time, that maybe they do recast him, but I just think he was he is Iron Man, I guess is the point, especially at that point.
You're speaking in hindsight, and in hindsight, you're absolutely right. We now know no one could have fit those shoes the way he did. Yeah. But at the time, it was a little dubious.
I personally, I was excited about the casting, right? Because he did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, right? You saw him do something serious in Good Night and Good Luck. And those are all prior to Iron Man coming out. Zodiac. All of those things. So like I'm not saying I knew he was gonna get it right, but I was like, wow, they got Robert Downey Jr. They're serious. So I wasn't. It wasn't a Heath Ledger thing because people doubted Heath Ledger before we saw what he did, because he was coming off
10
of
things
that
I hate
Night
about you and all
movie.
this.
Yeah, right. And again, I wasn't one of them, but people doubted Robert Pattinson for the Batman, and I was like, clearly, you have
doubted
not
Heath
seen him
Ledger
in
too.
good time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you can't listen. Before Michael Keaton was Batman, he was Mr. Mom, and people don't like it.
Yes, I remember.
That's why
that
it's so
movie.
difficult to try to. People cast stuff based on looks, and you can't do that. You gotta, when you see a casting, you got to see, is this a good actor? Because a good actor will bring these things to life.
But going back to, I know we keep going to the T'Challa thing, but you had brought up one point about David Johnson and had the tough shoes.
Is
to
it
fill
Johnson or Johnson? I can't.
Yeah, I'm off on it too.
Johnson.
Yeah, but my point on that is, I think, again, him not being Chadwick T'Challa and being T'Challa Jr. lessens the pressure, because you don't have to 1-for-1 do everything that Chadwick did.
Sure. And
it
allows
his
him
own character,
it allows him to play his role without pressure.
The thing that gets me animated about it is that they are going to recast Steve Rogers. They are going to recast Thor at some point. They are going to recast Tony Stark. And again, the same disrespect that I felt when they had Thor, Cap, and Iron Man standing up against Thanos in Endgame, and Hulk is nowhere to be found, even though he's like one of the ones who started it. So it's that kind of thing. Why are you going to recast all of these other white people? But
oh boy, he dropped the H. He dropped the hard H on him. Damn. All right. Join the Discord, people. Lord help us. You know? I hear
That's
you,
all I'm
everyone.
saying.
I hear you. Before we get out of here,
the movie's going to be fantastic, and I'm very excited about it.
Before we get out of here, let's finish with this. Have y'all heard that Tom Holland, in a video, which you can go watch, is talking already about passing the mantle to a future Spider-Man?
Yeah, and I think it's smart that, because it's not going to happen anytime soon. But I think the fact that they're having those conversations already and starting to, storyboard and roadmap it out is smart, because you want Miles Morales' introduction into the MCU to feel right and not forced. So yeah, I'm actually glad that they are already talking about it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, and that Tom Holland himself is talking about it and all this. I thought it was a very interesting little, Usually they're strategic in that, which they might be here as well. I just thought it was interesting they brought it up now. Well, he's at the height of his powers.
Tom Holland is a master marketer. He always has interviews that says stuff right before these movies comes out. Like he always pretends like, oh, this might be my last one. And then they give him a whole bunch more millions in his contract, and then he signs, and they're like, okay, we're good for 2 more movies. Like Tom Holland knows what he's doing.
No, but the point I was going to bring up with Tom, I don't know how much you saw like the behind the scenes stuff with Brand New Day, that him doing the Odyssey with Nolan kind of opened his eyes to like, oh, this is filmmaking. This is how you make a movie. And he essentially pulled a power play of, hey, we're going to do it my way this time, and that's why, Daniel Critton came in and, they reworked the story, and he was on Reddit looking at what fans wanted. They didn't want, like, all that, so that he's making the Spider-Man that he gets to feel good about, and he gets to have a hand on the wheel with the future direction of it. So it sounds like, he's look, we see the numbers that are happening this weekend. He's getting to RDJ Jr. territory as far as being able to dictate where the stuff is going. So I honestly, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for that whole hymns and day, like all of what they've been able to do with this. Cause I think y'all talked about Brand New Day already, but I've actually seen it 3 times now, because I was lucky enough to go to a press screening, and then I got to see it with my kids. And man, it's like for me, I want to be clear for y'all. Cook me in the chat. This is better than Spider-Man 2. He snatched Toby's chain. He snatched Toby's chain.
Those are bold words, but I can't say nothing until tomorrow at 11:30.
He snatched Toby's chain. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna try and watch it tonight.
I, as a grown ass man, teared up twice. I teared up twice in the movie.
Damn,
Yes.
big words, sir. All
This,
right.
this was my thing, Paris. After No Way Home, at the end, to me, is when he finally became Spider-Man. And now this is the first movie where he is Spider-Man and not
Yes.
not Iron Man Jr., not
He's
begging somebody to please acknowledge that he's a hero and stuff. I hated that. I hated it.
Here's how I look at it. He took, like, you could argue that Toby is the best Spider-Man and Andrew was the best Peter Parker. I think Tom now has taken the mantle of both sides. He is an amazing Peter Parker and an amazing Spider-Man now, and they gave him the friendly neighborhood street level Spider-Man we wanted to see. That's what Brand New Day is.
I would actually had that reverse where I thought that Tobey Maguire was a better Peter Parker and what's his name? What's his name? I can't think of his name. The other guy who was amazing. Andrew Garfield was a better Spider-Man because he had the quips, he had the sarcasm, he had all those things where he would taunt whoever he was fighting with the jokes. And so I feel like he got that. Garfield got that better than Tobey Maguire did. But there's a case to be made after this film where maybe he got them both. So I'm very excited about it.
All right, let's catch up with a couple super chats here, and then we will peace out. Now, the great infinite number with a $2 super chat, he says no discussion on SM:BND for Shane. What is SM:BND? Please elaborate, sir.
That sounds like a fetish, sir. I don't know.
I know it sounds a little dirty. And then Mr. Two Opinion with a $2 super chat says, I want a taste.
I just want a taste. What is that?
Why do you just want a taste? What's that from? It's a quote. It's a quote. Anyway, please let us know. A taste, exactly. Hey, yo. And then Alvin with a $5 super chat says, I bet good money that Thor, Cap, Iron Man won't be recast after Secret War. They're focusing on X-Men and newer characters. Marvel is plentiful.
Yeah, but even go ahead.
So I agree and disagree. They will recast them, but the point is, it's about the mutants now. So I think Iron Man, Cap, and those guys will be back in the background, and it'll be a while. It'll still be a while before you recast them. I don't think it's imminent or anything, but they'll get recast. But they're going to bring the mutants to the forefront now because, my God, there's so many X-Men stories they can tell in the MCU that I'm excited to see.
The thing is with the recast is really going to depend on how these other movies stand on their own. So if the X-Men can successfully carry them and get them back to that $1 billion movie average, then you don't have to fall back on the member berries to say, hey, remember these guys, you can recast them comfortably because it's standing on their own. Remember, they're bringing a lot of these people back because those are the people that sell tickets. Right. True. So if they can sell tickets without those characters, then they have more freedom to do a recast.
I will co-sign Zach Riley. He says X-Men 97 has been amazing in all caps. Y'all need to watch it. 100%. If they do not give us a season 4 because y'all did not watch it, I will riot.
Oh no!
This
it's
show
already
has been excellent. Oh.
It's already in development. 3 and 4 are.
I know.
3, I think is pretty much already done, and 4 is in development. So we're getting it.
Wonder Man season 2 was announced, and then they canceled that shit. Y'all need to watch it.
No, look. Let me say this real quick. If you've not watched X-Men 97, please watch it.
Please.
Is the season done yet?
Not yet.
Season done? Okay.
Not yet. Season 2, episode 4. My jaw was on the ground.
The floor. That's right.
Oh my God, it was so good.
That's right.
And give some love to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man as well. That season 1 was
also very good.
Really
that was
good.
fantastic.
Yes, very good, very good. Yes.
Now
we need y'all to watch it. Go watch the damn shows. They're very good.
Here's the thing. First of all, we didn't even talk about House of Dragon, but I don't know what we got time for today.
We ain't got no time, man.
All right, but I will say, just like in the comics, Spider-Man comic books sell more than Avengers comic books, and every other comic book for that matter.
Yes.
I think we might be getting to a place where the Spider-Man movies does more than an Avengers movie, but we'll see.
Mr. Two Opinion with a $2 super chat. He says to his previous comment, I want a taste of Storm. He wants a taste of Storm. On that odd and somewhat borderline TOS note, We are done here, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get out of here, he also provided, he says, as promised, another code for Control Ultimate.
Oh,
Great
right. Okay.
game if you haven't played it.
Since we're getting out of here, let's name
I was gonna give the first three, and then I
Yeah.
need you to hit me with the last. So, Mr. Too Opinionated, hit us with the code. So if you got that code, please give him the shout out he deserves. I will also say the three that we already have who are getting their hands on Dragon Sword is Mr. Too Opinionated, because you've been prolific today, Zach Riley, and Wade Johnson. We'll be contacting you, or you know what? Y'all know where you can find me. Holla at me in them DMs. I will get you your code. Everborn, hit us with one last winner.
All right. I want to say, I'm going to tell you right now. All right. You know what? Because somebody, Hollywood Rules said we missed his super chat.
Yeah, I'm checking right now, making sure we didn't.
All right. You know what? Well, Hollywood Rules is going to get the game since we missed his super chat as a consolation. Hollywood Rules, you get. By the way, Paris, you should check this game out. We spent like a half hour talking about it. Dragon Sword, it's pretty fun.
Okay,
it's like if you mixed Zelda with Devil May Cry. It was one of those Genshin type games, but the developer had a beef with the publisher, and the publisher tried to sue them to not release the game, and they released it anyway because they won in court, so they couldn't market it. They had to release it as soon as they got past the injunction. And it's out now. It's subbed, not dubbed, but the combat is fantastic, and the storyline is pretty funny, and it's a big, huge open world action RPG. You can beat it, the main campaign, in maybe like 25-30 hours, but really fun, and it's only $30.
Hollywood Rules, apologies, good sir. Here's his $5 super chat. He says Marvel and Star Wars are pulling back from live action TV. They're completely diluted projects. Loki, WandaVision was wonderful, but no one watched. You know, I semi-agree. I do think other shows, because I would say WandaVision and Loki still had that like movie budget, and they were taking that movie time with it. I would say some of the others were still worth watching, even though they were TV shows rather than,
Daredevil was good.
Films being told. Daredevil, obviously, but Daredevil had nothing. Well, the new Daredevil's good. The new Daredevil's absolutely good. But I would say like Falcon and Winter Soldier wasn't movie quality, but it had a different tone, and I actually enjoyed what I saw there. Right? Not to say they're all.
I want to ask. I want to ask you a
pretty
question.
Good.
Do you think Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming out kind of cheapened Captain America 4? Kind of lessened the,
Yes. Yeah. And it's not because the show was bad. It's because they put less financial like wherewithal into it.
And you also have to remember they had to rewrite the show because the main plot was a pandemic.
Yeah. COVID and all that. It ruined an otherwise great show. I would, and I'll land my plane with this. I would even argue that what unfortunately ruined it even went further in that it ruined She-Hulk. We never got a good She-Hulk. She was a great actor, and they never gave her good material to work with.
This is a wrong that they must right before you could do anything else. You're never gonna have a successful She-Hulk show if you first don't do right by the Hulk, make the Hulk popular, and then you can do your spin-off stuff.
Go watch Spider-Man Brandon Day.
So they deserve it. This is why I'm excited about it. But I forgot what I was going to say otherwise, but I guess it wasn't that important. But yes, I cannot wait.
Well, at this point, we're done here, man. We're done.
Oh, wait. I remember what I was going to say. Okay. We are done. But I think there was a lot of problems with Captain America 4. But once in people's mind, you tell people these are TV or streaming characters, they're going to be less inclined to go see him in the theater. Look at Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah, it fell off a cliff, oddly enough. Anyway, yeah, and I loved that show. It is what it is, unfortunately. But you know what? Thank you to the great Paris Lily. Sir, every time you are here, you make the show better. You come, you give us your takes, and we suffer no fools in them chats. It is what it is. We appreciate you, sir.
Look.
Tell the people where they keep up with all your ongoings, man.
So I will actually give a shout out. I don't know how many people know about Heavy Spoilers, big YouTuber as far as doing movie and TV show breakdowns. I was on with him this week, and we did a spoiler cast for Spider-Man Brand New Day. So go check that out. I think we went like an hour 20 or something. It was pretty long. But yeah, that was awesome to do. You find me Gamertag Radio, kind of funny. I got plans for the YouTube channel because as we roll here into August, Gamescom is coming up. There's going to be so much content coming out of that. Plus the chaos of review season going into September and October. It's just going to be bananas. So my YouTube channel is my name, Paris ML. You can go check that out, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Paris Machine Learning. Don't let them forget it.
There you go. But yeah, got some fun stuff coming up. So excited.
Thank you so much for being here, man. Thanks to, of course, the great Everborn Saga. Yes.
Yeah, I would personally like to thank Paris for showing up, even though he's dead wrong about the T'Challa casting. But that's okay. We're still friends. He just happens to be wrong. It's okay.
Oh man, we're gonna keep this going for a long time. I suspect. We shall see. Thanks to all the fantastic people in the chat that continue to make this show always the highlight of my weekend. I will say it one more time. Eastside, calm your heart, man. Heart rate. I can hear the beeping right now. Calm down, sir. Anyway, shout out to Dr. Dry Rub for providing those amazing codes. Mr. Too Opinionated, you guys are too kind. All the fantastic humans who provided some super chats. As I said, all of those donations go to defraying the costs that we will be traveling and doing more and more of that stuff to get boots on ground and provide excellent content for y'all. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Oh yes, and again, before we go, the 4 that won those codes was Zach Riley, Mr. Too Opinionated, Wade Johnson, and Hollywood Rules. Please holla at me in the chat, in the DM, preferably on Discord or wherever we communicate, and I will hand you your code. Thanks to the great Dr. Dry Rub. Otherwise, I think we are done here, gentlemen. Anything else we need to say, or Everborn?
Get Dragon Sword, man. I'm really excited about that game, and I always like bringing people's attentions to games that I like.
All right. So with that said, it has been great. See y'all next week. I think we're done here. Let me find my outro. Peace.
Thanks for being on it.